La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero. Sempre un amabile, leggiadro viso, in pianto in riso e menzognero. La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero. E di pensiero. E di pensiero.
Welcome to the Whatever Dating Talk podcast, coming to you live from Isla Vista, Santa Barbara County, California, every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific. I am your host, Brian Atlas. I'm joined by my co-host, Kiki. She's a bit shy. A few quick announcements before the show begins. This channel is viewer-supported, so please consider sending a super chat. Throughout the show, I will read super chats $10 and up. All super chats will be displayed in stream overlay. We've got channel memberships, Patreon, merch. All links are in the description. If you become a member, we will shout you out during the stream. Eric, if you can pull it up, you get a bunch of cool perks. Yeah, you hit that join button. There's also a join button right below the video here. Got 6 different tiers. We added a couple new emojis, guys. Yeah, just check out the perks. And is YouTube still doing the promo? Yes, it is. So at tier 1, tier 2, it's 50% off. So tier 2 is normally $10, it's $5. Tier 1 normally $5, it's $2.50. So yeah, check it out, guys. And all links for the Patreon merch are in the description. We are also streaming to Twitch right now. Twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow. If you want to be on the show or help the show, DM at whatever on Instagram. And we're looking for people to help with timestamps. We're looking for chat mods. We're looking for someone to help out with clips. If you're like editing and stuff. So yeah, we need some help on that front. Quick question for the chat, Eric, if you can bring it back to center here. Anyone been watching House of the Dragon? Anybody? Chat? No. Have you guys been watching House of the Dragon? Yo, this most recent episode went hard. Game of Thrones redemption arc, anyone? Anyways, can we get some dragons in the chat? Okay, also in the chat, after the dragons, I want to know, what city are you guys watching in? Anyways, we're going to have... Oh, we also need a like counter, I think. If you guys know what I mean, because everybody just says like all the time on the show, so I think we need a like counter that updates every time. Anyways, maybe XDM, Entertain Me, Ian Clasper, you guys, maybe Verks, you guys can keep a tally of how many likes we're getting. It's probably, you might break your keyboards. But anyways, we're going to have the guests introduce themselves. So please tell us your name, age, occupation, and your school major.
I'm Michelle. I am 22 years old. I am a surgical tech major. And what was the other one? That's it?
Just name, age, occupation, and or school major.
Oh, yeah.
You said you were a what?
A surgical tech.
Surgical tech. So
yeah.
You're out of school right now?
No, so I'm in school for surgical tech. So
you're not
just being in the OR.
But you're not a surgical tech yet.
Yes.
Okay, you're training to be a surgical tech.
Yes.
Okay, and is that through Santa Barbara City College?
No, so the best school that I found around here was San Joaquin Valley College. It's kind of by Bakersfield, so...
RIP?
Yeah.
Yikes. Bakersfield. Can we get some skull emojis in the chat for her...
Not that fun.
...being in Bakersfield? Okay, go ahead.
My name is Ashley. I am 34. I'm an attorney. And my major was sports management and communications, and I went to the University of Michigan.
Are you in private practice?
Yes.
What kind of law do you practice? Or?
I do business formation, trademarks, and estate planning right now.
Oh, nice. Guys, if you need an attorney in Santa Barbara, hit her up.
Hi, my name's Melody, and I'm 22 years old, and I take online classes at Cal State Long Beach. My major is healthcare, business administration.
My name is Sarah. I am 22 years old. I'm currently a full-time nanny, and I go to the Santa Barbara Colleges of Law.
So you want to be an attorney too?
No, I'm going to get my master's in legal studies. So I'm not going to get my doctorates. I'm not going to sit for the bar. I'm just going to have a master's degree in business law.
So wait, you would technically be a lawyer,
No.
correct?
No.
Because I think maybe you can weigh in on this. You can be a lawyer, but not be an attorney, right? Or do I have that backwards?
So you can have your JD, but you're not actually an attorney unless you pass the bar.
Right. But aren't there some scenarios where, for example, you could practice corporate law, right? But not have passed the bar? Or do I have that wrong?
Yeah, I don't know
You're
about
wrong.
that.
There's something, any attorneys in the chat, I think there's something where you can, if you graduate from law school, you're an attorney or you're a lawyer, but you can't represent people in court, but you could, for example, advise a company on legal matters.
No. If I get my master's in legal studies, I cannot legally give like legal advice for a company.
I heard there's something, but so you don't want to take the bar exam.
No. So I was offered a spot in the doctorate's program when I applied, which is awesome, but I just don't want to be a lawyer. I don't want to be an attorney. I don't think litigation is something that I'm going to enjoy. I think that if I work alongside a business doing like business operations or working in HR for a big corporation, I'd be a lot happier with like the social aspect and like it's still like a challenging job, but just not as stressful as being like a lawyer or an attorney.
So what would your job title be?
There's a variety of things that I could do.
Okay.
But like right now, like I'm looking at, it's like the business operations kind of field, which would be under HR, under a corporation.
HR, you said.
Yeah.
Okay. Liv.
Somebody just said I need glasses. I'm Liv. I'm 20 and I am in cosmetology, but I graduate next week and I start in my new salon to be a hairstylist.
Here in Santa Barbara? Or are you
I'm gonna be
dip?
in Beverly Hills
Rip? So you're leaving.
in a couple months, in like 6 months. Yeah.
Mike Davis is going to be very sad. I don't know if he's in the chat, but he's been asking for you to come back, so finally happened.
I'm back.
Okay, rock and roll. So everyone's Instagrams are in the description. Show them some love. Give them a follow. We're going to go back around the table. So please tell us your current relationship status, longest relationship. Are you on any dating apps? And that includes seeking arrangements.
I am recently single. I am on Tinder for women only, but that's like, other than that,
Wait,
yeah.
you're on Tinder to meet women.
Yes.
So are you bisexual?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, there's story there, but I'm recently divorced.
Recently divorced?
Yes.
How recently?
Very recent.
Wait, how old are you?
We've been 22. But
22.
we've been together for 7 years.
How long have you been married?
For about 2 years.
You were married for 2 years.
I was married for 2 years.
How old is he?
Before that,
Same age?
Same age.
Okay.
Military, so that explains that.
You're what's, I think it's called a dependopotamus.
Oh, no. Don't go
That's
there.
literally, yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Oh.
That's what she was called.
That's what I was called.
A
for
dependopotamus.
Sure. A dependa, but I
Wait,
mean.
okay. You said recently. How recently?
So we're actually in the process of getting divorced now. We're already separated. I actually just filed, so.
Just filed.
Mm-hmm.
So what, like earlier today?
No, so probably like about within this month or last month.
And
so not
it a
officially divorced yet, but
was it a surprise to him?
No.
He knew it was coming?
He knew it was coming. Yeah.
And how long have you guys been separated then?
We've been separated for about 6 months now. I'd say, but like mentally, probably about a year.
So did he want the divorce?
No, I did.
So he wanted to stay with you. He wanted to work things out.
Well, up until that point, yeah, but I feel like his demeanor about how to go about things was pretty rough. There was a lot of bumps in the road to get to where we are now, so I don't know. It's a long thing, so I don't know. He was my high school sweetheart, so we were together for a long time before we decided to get married, but I think overall I was just way too young to make that decision.
What branch of the military was he in?
Navy.
Navy.
Yeah.
Seaman.
Yeah.
Seaman.
Yep.
Seaman.
No, semen.
Okay, so then what is it? Irreconcilable differences? What was the? We got the attorney shaking her head here.
So basically it was just he was on deployment a lot. Obviously we fell out of touch. But for the most part the military really changed him. A lot of trauma.
Was he deployed?
Yes, he was deployed about 3 times.
To where?
I don't know. I mean, he was just
You
out
guys
in the
were
Middle
married?
East.
You don't know where he...
Well, out in the Middle East. Like, he's on a ship,
Like
so they go to, like,
Afghanistan?
different places. Yeah, I mean, around there. That's really all I knew. I mean, he wouldn't really say much about it.
What was his, like, position or whatever? Was he enlisted or I assume he's enlisted? Okay.
Yeah. He was
Not
enlisted.
officer?
No.
Okay. Was he...
I mean, he worked...
He was on the ship the whole time? Or
Yeah.
You get deployed for like 2-3 months.
Yeah.
And you
I
just
mean,
lose
he was...
service.
The longest deployment that he went on was about 9 months. Yeah.
Wait, so hold on. But did he see combat?
I mean, he has a lot of stories. But the thing is that I'm not fully
Thailand?
sure.
Was this when he was in Thailand?
No. He was in... I don't know. From his stories, he was out in the Middle East.
Southeast Asia?
Out in the Middle East.
He
That's
never-
all I know. That's all I know.
Okay. I've heard a lot.
I mean, I wish I knew more, but I kind of am glad that I don't. But for the most part, he said he saw combat. And I'm not sure how...
On a boat?
I mean, he was sent off for some point in time, but I don't know. Like, you asked me anything about his job back when we were there, I had no idea. Like, that's all I know. He wouldn't really talk about it much.
Chat. I'm not super familiar with the Navy, but if you're in the Navy, can you see combat?
No.
Like, do they have... You're on the boat the whole time, right?
I don't know. That was his story. I'm not going to defend it or kind of just go with it, but that's what he said. From what he said. That's all I know.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, I had a question about this. So, but I lost it. So we'll come back to it. But by the way, guys, really quick. Originally, we were going to have a much larger panel, but we had there's Mike Davis. Okay. Originally, we were going to have a panel of like 9, but we had. I want to tell the story before we continue on with this. We had 3 girls flake. And then we had 2 girls flake. And I don't know if you guys want to tell the story, but basically what happened is they were waiting outside. You know, we have the girls stage for a few minutes and then we bring them in to the building. And apparently 2 of the girls that were going to be on the show walked by them. And I think it was like a gang rivalry or something. I'm not really sure what was going on. But they walked by them and were like, yo, we got some beef with these chicks. And then they just bailed. What was her name? Ari or some shit? I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
yeah, she flaked because apparently there's some like family vendetta between, I don't know, going back generations between the families. She said it was like, what did she say? Minor drama or some shit? What did she say?
Inconvenience? I don't know. We don't know who they are.
Yeah, and the girls, like these girls have, these 3 right here, they're all friends. They have no fucking idea who these 2 girls are. But the 2 girls were like, fucking Santa Barbara, whatever. Anyways. So, sorry, guys. Initially, we were going to have a much larger panel. We had 3 chicks flake. Liv came in super clutch last minute. She just hey, can you come? She's here in 20 minutes. So Liv, you're a fucking legend. Thank you. Anyways, we'll continue on. But yeah, sorry guys that we started a bit late because we had like last minute flakes. It's always a mess with scheduling these people. So, but credit to the people that showed up and were on time. So thank you guys. So current relationship status, longest relationship, and are you on any dating apps?
I'm single. Longest relationship was 7 years, and I'm on Hinge right now.
Were you married 7 years?
Negative. No.
Negative.
No.
Of course, attorney would never.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Not getting married.
No, thank you.
And but without joking about it, so you're not interested in getting married?
No, I feel like the only reason I would get married is if I had kids or if we're planning on having kids. But other than that, no.
Do you want to have kids?
It's up in the air.
It's up in the air?
Yeah.
But you don't have like any desire to have kids, or?
If it happens, it happens, but I'm not going to force it.
You're not pressed?
No.
Okay.
What was the question?
Current relationship status, longest relationship, and are you on a dating app that includes seeking arrangements?
I'm engaged, and we've been together for 5 years. That's the longest relationship. And no, I'm not on any dating apps.
Tilt the microphone a bit to your right.
Is that good?
To your right.
This is my right.
No, like scoot it.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
I am currently in a relationship. I have a boyfriend of 2 years. My longest relationship was 4 years. And I'm obviously not on any dating apps.
Have you ever been on a dating app?
No.
Kiki?
No.
Okay, never mind. Liz.
You keep doing that.
Fuck, Liv.
I'm currently single and
You should go by Olivia.
No.
So that
not.
because Liv and Liz, it's so easy to mess it up.
I'm the only time I get called Olivia is by my mother when she's like yelling at me. I refuse.
I don't like that kind of
I don't know why I
talk.
played that one. I'm just I'll be your grandmother. I'm gonna call you Olivia. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not on any dating apps either.
Wait, did you say longest relationship?
Longest
Current relationship status?
Yeah. Single.
Single,
Longest is
okay.
about a year and a half. And then I'm not on any dating apps whatsoever. Not even seeking arrangements.
Okay. Good times.
Yeah.
So we're going to go around. Last little thing here. Do you identify as a feminist?
I'd say yes to a certain extent.
And just to be clear, like you can believe in equality and women's rights without being a feminist.
No.
I mean,
You can't?
that
The
kinda just goes
definition
hand
of
in hand.
feminism is that men and women are equal. Like, it's very simply, I think that there's different kinds of enthusiasm for feminism and what people want to achieve. But feminism, like, in and of itself, like, straight up definition is just equality. You know what I mean?
But what would you say women or feminists are fighting for?
Equality.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What would you say they're fighting for?
I know.
Well, feminism is a woman's rights movement.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's an equality movement, because if equality means if the equality they're fighting for comes at the detriment of women, feminists will not seek it. So that's why I say you can believe in equality and women's rights without being a feminist, if that makes sense.
I think what I'm referring to is a difference in definition than what you're referring to. You get what I'm saying?
For example, I'm an egalitarian, so I believe in equality. I believe in men's rights. I believe in women's rights.
Yeah.
But I would not consider myself a feminist, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think just people have different perceptions of what feminism entails. And like, as for me, feminism is just like bridging the gap, like creating equality. And as far as like extremism goes, like that's a different conversation.
But okay, I don't know how far I want to go into the feminist thing here. But you mentioned extremism. But isn't the core tenet of feminism is the patriarchy theory? Do you agree in do you believe in the patriarchy theory? That society has been set up by men for the benefit of men to the disadvantage of women?
Yeah.
So I consider that an extremist view.
I agree.
I think that's extremist because you're basically painting all men as the oppressor class and women as the oppressed class.
I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it's just understanding history in the sense of where things originated and where things still stand today. And I don't think that society today can totally reflect upon the way things were 10 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. And I think that we're always making progress towards the right direction, but I wouldn't deny the fact that the foundation of our country isn't based upon patriarchy, because it was all created by men.
To benefit men.
To benefit men. So
Well,
the founding fathers, it was a cabal, a conspiracy. I don't know how deep we want to get into the feminism stuff. How about if we want, we can touch back on it a little later on in the discussion, but with the caveat that I just provided, we'll go around the table. Do you identify as a feminist?
Okay.
To an extent.
Okay.
Yes.
To a degree.
Yeah.
Not really, but to a degree, I guess.
Okay.
And somebody was saying my mic is low. I don't know if I'm just not close enough, but people in the chat were saying my mic is like low.
Number 2. Yeah, guys, one in the chat if her mic sounds a bit low. I think you might also just be speaking a bit softly too.
Okay. My bad.
Maybe just boost your voice a little bit. But we can maybe touch back on the feminist stuff later because I want to get more into dating stuff to begin with. But cool. So let me see. So before I get into some of my questions, we have like a couple videos to react to. I'd like to open it up to the panel first. Is there anything dating related that you want? Actually, hold on. Before I do that, let me do super chats really quick. Okay. So we got Mike Davis here. Yo, Mike Davis, thank you for the $10 super chat. By the way, I don't know if you see that right there. That's a portrait of you, dude. You've yet to address it, Mike Davis. Please just let us know if you acknowledge. Notice me, senpai. Okay. Mike Davis, thank you for the $10 super chat. Liv is back. Fit check, please. You got to check her out on the gram. It's like a free OnlyFans. She does hop on the OF. If she does hop on the OF, I'll throw her some paper, but I won't cover the therapy, so don't take my advice. Liv, are you currently in therapy?
Not anymore, no.
Not anymore. But if she starts an OnlyFans, it's in the works. Okay. Mike Davis, thank you for the $10 super chat. Good to see you back. I think Fit check, $69, man. It's in the description. We got to do 69. Magic number. Alejandro Figueroa with the $10 super chat. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Ask them how they felt about women being added to the selective service program, the law that requires them to sign up for the draft once they turn 18. Yeah, this kind of touches into the whole discussion about feminism and rights and stuff and equality. And the reason we'll touch on it really quick just because of the super chat. So the reason I said that feminism doesn't fight for true equality, it fights for women's rights or women's advantage or some preferential treatment where it stands to benefit women. The key example is in the selective service program. So in today's day and age, in 2022, women are not subject to military conscription. So, and military conscription is never going to go away. So we don't hear feminists ever arguing women should be drafted too. We don't even hear feminists really arguing for the draft to be done away with, which, by the way, will never. You can't get rid of the draft because it's plausible that in some scenario a draft could be necessary. So, yeah. Do you guys want to respond to?
Yeah, I'll respond. I think that you have to be, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to be you have to meet certain physical standards to be in the military to an extent. Like, you have to meet certain, like, requirements. You know what I mean? You know, you have to take those, like,
well, okay,
like
so
boot camp and whatnot.
So if you enlist, and it varies based off of the branch, I mean, you have the U.S. Marines, you have the Coast Guard, you have the Air Force, you have the Army. So just enlisting, women can enlist.
Yeah.
The physical requirements, like to pass the physical tests or whatever,
Yeah.
the standards are much lower for women than for men.
Yeah. And I think
when it comes to the draft, so conscription, women are exempt from the draft.
Right, I understand that. I was just going to refer to, like, I think so long as, I think it has more to do with, like, the physical requirement, because I think once you, I'm not against women necessarily being drafted. I think, though, that now you're going to double your pool of your options for drafting, and I think that women just probably aren't going to pass the physical in the same sense that men would. So I think that inevitably
I
there would
agree
be
with you.
inevitably there would be less women for that reason. And I think also you have to be physically well, again, if I'm correct, to be in to serve at all. And I think that women could probably get away with more physical exemptions to not be drafted.
But okay, so
You mean by like health problems, like asthma and other.
Okay, so I don't disagree with you that. I think you're trying to say that men are, generally speaking, physically stronger than women.
Yeah.
And they're more capable of meeting. Well, the fact, I mean, the men's standards already are higher. For example, you have to, I think, complete a race in a shorter period of time. You have to be able to do more push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, stuff like that. But we're speaking specifically about military conscription and the draft.
Yeah.
So men are required at the age of 18 to register for the draft. If they don't, it's a felony, potentially $250,000 fine. I think you can't vote. You lose access to federal student aid. You lose access if you're not registered for the draft as a man. There's some negative consequences. You also can't apply for certain federal jobs or something like that. So men are subject to the draft. Women are not.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and
you're a feminist. You believe in equality.
I wouldn't say that women should be excluded from the draft solely because they're women. But I think if the draft were to occur between men and women, I think standards would change. And I think inevitably there would be less women for that reason. Does that make sense? That's my point.
Does anybody else want to come in on this?
I mean, I don't feel like if you're going for feminism and everything, I don't think you can really pick and choose what benefits you and what doesn't. So I just say, I mean, if they're going to...
Feminists should be subject, or sorry, not feminists, women should be subject to military conscription.
Yeah. But I think like hardcore feminists are also like,
that's
I want to
hardcore.
be... No, they're saying like they want to be like, I
like
do.
actively like draft me.
Yes,
Yeah.
draft me. Like I want the same rights. But people who are more like, like I'm like, no, I want to be a housewife. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be in the draft, but I want this. I want to have the same rights.
So
Do you know
that
what I'm
goes
saying?
into
Someone
picking
said-
and
You can't pick and
choosing.
choose.
Someone said they wouldn't survive a day in basic, and that's exactly what I'm referring to.
But that's what I'm saying is like you don't see now. Granted, I would say being subject to the draft would be something that comes to the. Or sorry guys, I drank a fucking energy drink. I never drink any energy drinks, so I'm super fucking wired right now. Sorry guys, I'm like spazzing out here.
I like that comment. I think it's fair.
So, shit, what was I saying? Something about the draft. I don't fucking know.
It's fair.
But, shit, what was I saying, guys? Sorry, I'm fucking up here, guys.
It's okay. English isn't your first language.
Yeah, English isn't my first language. I was born in France. Okay, so what was I gonna say? I don't fucking know. What were you saying?
I was saying
okay.
housewife.
Yeah. So
yeah.
if women were subject to the draft, even though that would be that would level things out between men and women. That would be equality. That would be considered equality, but coming to the detriment of women. Thus, feminists are not going to be out in the streets marching, fighting, hey, fucking draft us so we can go be in the trenches and fucking die. But it's equality, right?
Yeah.
So
that goes
that's
into not picking and choosing. If you're actually a feminist, you're going to be going to, obviously, yes, what benefits women, but at the same time, if you really want equality, that's your equality.
Word. Anyways, we're going to move on from that. But Alejandro, thank you for the $10 super chat. Mike Davis with the $10 super chat. All these chicks believe in feminism to a degree. The degree it benefits them, that is, none of these self-proclaimed boss bitches want to get near the dirty work that keeps the world spinning. The last thing I would add with the military, and this would be for both people who are women who are enlisted and also if the draft did ever open up to women, the second they would be about to be deployed, you'd see a whole lot of women getting pregnant. A lot of women would intentionally be getting knocked up because if you're pregnant, they're not going to deploy you. So anyways, Mike Davis, thank you for the $10 super chat. And yes, definitely as far as the jobs go and stuff, when it comes to feminism, it's kind of like apex fallacy. They're looking at the cushy top positions, the air-conditioned office jobs. There's not a lot of feminists arguing that there should be like women on oil rigs and shit. So Glebus LA, thank you for the $10 super chat. Men get drafted, women go through labor giving birth. I think it's fair. Bruv. World War I was pretty brutal, dude. I think I'd rather have been in 1914, I think I would have rather been a 18-year-old woman than an 18-year-old man. Just saying. Fucking mustard gas, hello. Trench foot, hello. Okay, Z Corp Alpha with the $10 super chat. Oh, it's not live yet in StreamYard. Let me see if we can get it. Holy fuck, I'm wired. This energy drink fucked me up. Sorry, guys. Is it up yet? No, I don't think so. Good to see you, Verks. Thank you for your continued membership in the chat. Here we go. I got it, Eric. Z Corp Alpha. I'm 6'5" tall and age 47. I treat all ladies like gold. Younger men should treat ladies as the diamonds they are. Okay. Z Corp Alpha. Thank you for the $10 super chat. You are a 6'5" Chad. I think that puts you in the 99th percentile when it comes to height. So congratulations. All right, moving on from the incredibly toxic discussion. No, I'm kidding. Eric, can you hide that super chat? Okay, so going back to what I was saying, I want to open it up to you guys. Is there anything dating related you want to get off your chest? Maybe there's a trend in dating that annoys you. Men are pissing you off in some way. You want some advice when it comes to men or dating? So,
I mean, I'm pretty new to dating, so I wouldn't really think that I have any issues with it yet, but...
No complaints this far.
I mean, no complaints so far.
Well, so you said you're only on Tinder?
Yeah.
But just talking to girls?
Yeah.
So have you seen anybody since the separation with your husband?
No. So it's
you telling the truth?
Fresh.
You telling the truth?
Yeah, I mean,
because like, could that shit potentially fuck up your divorce if you're like seeing?
No, I mean we're separated, so I really don't feel like there would be a need to hide anything. But for the most part, I mean we're separated. I can do what I want. We're getting divorced. That's the plan. I mean the divorce papers are already in order, so
yeah. I heard that maybe that can be an issue, and I don't know if you can weigh in on this. That maybe that's more so with children or potential alimony. So if you get a new partner and you're cohabitating with a new partner, that could have a potential impact when it comes to alimony, which is bogus, by the way. But
yeah, it could make a difference. I'm not a divorce attorney, but I have friends that are going through it right now. So
going through divorce.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah.
Are they attorneys too?
No, but they're like therapists and stuff. Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I always see, on dating apps, I see a lot of like relationship and like marriage therapists that happen to be single. And it's like, how do you reconcile being single, but also advising people on marriage and anyways, that's not your purview, but I've noticed that on dating apps.
No, I mean, sometimes that's why they're good at it, though. They've been through it and they know what's up. So
I suppose. So you're just dating women.
Yeah.
You currently got a ting.
I mean, yeah.
A couple
been
tings.
Talking to some girls, but it's not
Girls,
like,
plural.
Yeah, I mean.
Any dudes in there or no dudes?
No.
Has there been any guys since your ex, or is
No.
it just all girls?
I feel like it's just in my relationship, I was never able to explore my sexuality. I feel like I really came to that conclusion that I was bisexual in my relationship. I mean, I was together with him since I was 15, so it's a lot of time with him, and I don't know, it was just a realization that I kind of came to, and I wasn't able to explore that with him. Not saying that I wanted to.
He didn't want to do
leave.
threesomes?
No.
But did you broach it?
No. I feel like I might have brought it up one time, but he
wasn't down?
No.
But okay, if he was down.
He was very like
territorial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh God. He says that he was protective, but he was really being possessive. So that was that. That's also another thing. But
on one hand, that's kind of like, I think a lot of guys would be stoked if their girlfriend was down to bring in another girl.
Mm-hmm.
But I can also see the other side. Some guys are strict monogamous. Mm-hmm. So I think that's pretty fair. If a guy's like, no, I don't want to involve other people. But
yeah. I mean, that's
was he religious?
Not really religious, but he was very old school in that way. He was brought up kind of just one person type of thing, and I'm fine with that. I'm
white boy,
loyal. No, Hispanic, Mexican.
Oh, okay.
Same as me.
Sure.
We grew up differently, so there's a lot of differences with our mentality, and I think I didn't really get into that before we got married. Which was another thing.
Let's go back to the girls. So, okay. Yeah. So would you consider yourself bi-curious, or you're for sure bi?
Oh, for sure bi.
Okay.
Yeah.
And before your relationship with your husband, did you explore at all? No.
That's the thing. I don't really think that. I didn't really get to explore when I was with him.
Have you just, with the chicks?
No, not yet anyways. I mean, I've been saying that I've talked to them, but I haven't really met up. I'd like to. That'd be great.
Oh, so you've not gone on any dates?
No. I mean, like I said, it's recent, but so I don't know. I don't think that I wanted to overlap with anything. I just feel like that's the messiest it can get. So I feel like I'm taking my time with things.
So you've not dated really?
No.
Since the separation?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But do you live in Santa Barbara or no?
I do. So
you live
actually
here.
part-time, I guess. I don't know. I go to school in Bakersfield, so
right, because
I'm there 4 days out of the week, and then I come back for the weekend. So.
Okay. So you have a place there.
Yeah.
And I assume your family's in town.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Really quick before we move on, we got Z Corp Alpha with couple super chats here. Retired early in life. Z Corp Alpha, thank you for the $10 super chat. Love spending money on ladies. Shopping and art shows are great. Ladies love foot massages. I don't know if Z Corp is. I don't know if he's trolling or if he's a fucking Chad, but you're a fucking legend, dude. And then we got this one, Z Corp Alpha, thank you for the $10 super chat. Nothing like spoiling a lady. Z Corp Alpha, I have a question for you. Which of the ladies at the table would you spoil? Okay, moving on. So anything dating related you want to get off your chest?
I just recently got on Hinge, so I feel like I kind of quit and then get back on type of thing. Mm-hmm. The one thing I noticed for myself is that a lot of dudes are intimidated by me because of my profession. So. Interesting.
Let's go into that a bit. So you've had experiences have they overtly told you that, hey, I'm
some have, sometimes it's not as overt. I just can tell. So sometimes I won't even put on my profile that I'm an attorney because
wait, so okay. What can you give us an example of a time when You got that impression. What did the guy do? Like maybe he didn't know, and then you revealed to him, "Hey, I'm an attorney." And do you feel he pulled back? He pulled away?
Yeah, they pull back, or it'll be like overtly bragging on their end about, what they do have going on.
Okay.
I've literally had another attorney guy tell me that like he wouldn't hire me because I was too attractive, and so I was like,
wait, another attorney guy?
Yeah.
He wouldn't, and this was like at a law firm?
Yeah.
Wait, you had an attorney tell you he wouldn't hire you because you're too attractive.
Yeah.
Isn't that sounds like a lawsuit leading to
Lawsuit.
I mean, I don't think being attractive is a protected class, but could that be deemed some sort of biased? I mean, you're an attorney. You tell us. Is that?
I mean, seriously.
You got a case?
That's why I
Wait, you're an employment attorney, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Or no,
estate planning.
Estate. Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
No, so that's why I basically went into business for myself. Like I tried to get jobs at first, and it wasn't working. So then I just went into business for myself.
And it wasn't working because all the partners in the firms wanted to sleep with you?
I mean, I don't know about that, but it's a very male-dominated field.
Is it?
Santa Barbara is very small.
I thought attorneys were pretty. I thought it was pretty 50-50. I could be wrong though. I don't know. It's
very much good old boys.
Hold on. Let me Google this. I mean, I'm getting some mixed things here. It's saying 51.5% of all lawyers are women.
Yeah, where?
There's more litigation attorneys that are... Is there an earthquake going on? Somebody's shaking? Okay.
I have ADHD, so I do this a lot.
Oh.
Okay. So hold on. The Hinge thing. Let's go back to the whole... Men are intimidated by you because of your job. Mm-hmm. Why do you get that impression?
Well, for one, I feel like there's a lot of like stereotypes attached to me being an attorney. They think that I'm like loaded and have a lot of money, and then
not the case.
Nah.
Broke, law school ruined you. It's gonna take a couple years.
Yeah,
you'll get there.
It takes a while.
You gotta pay. You gotta pay back the loans,
something
or
like
the
that.
debt or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's definitely quite a differences in terms of attorney income.
Yeah.
I mean, you have like you have public defenders, all the way to top tier litigation attorneys, intellectual property attorneys. I think they do pretty good. Mergers and acquisition.
They
very
do the best,
very high.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think attorneys are up there in terms of prestige a little bit. Like it's kind of, well, on one end, it's kind of a disrespected profession because a lot of people have this stereotype of attorneys as kind of being snakes or, whatever. But then it's sort of up there a little bit with doctors insofar as it's kind of, I think it's a respected career.
Field, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, men are intimidated by you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm small. Like
you're small.
I don't get it.
How tall are you?
5'4".
5'4".
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask: would you date a guy who's below you socioeconomically?
I have.
Okay, so you don't have a preference in terms of, hey, I'd want to date a guy who's as accomplished as me career-wise.
No.
Like would you date a barista?
Yeah, if you have money coming in, if you're employed, then yeah.
So men are intimidated by you, though. Okay, I'm digging too much. Go ahead. We'll move on. Pull the mic closer towards you.
Dating specifically, or
Hold on, let me do some super chats and I'll repeat the question. Okay. Z Corp Alpha, love this smiling in the morning. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Bro, he's dropping bombs here. Z Corp Alpha, thank you for the $10 super chat. All the ladies tonight are beautiful inside the souls of affection. Okay. Z Corp Alpha, have you been watching House of the Dragon, by the way? It's been lit. Okay. Mike Davis with the $10 super chat. Honestly, her ex-husband sounds like he escaped a lifetime of headaches. Good thing he secured the divorce while he's still a broke bum and doesn't have to relinquish a bag. Do you want to respond to this? Are you seeking any sort of alimony? What?
I mean, I don't want to take anything of his. I mean,
she doesn't want to take anything that he doesn't have.
That's literally what I was about to say. It's not like he has much anyways. Like, I don't want to take anything of him. I don't want anything to do with him. Honestly, like, it ended on good terms at first, but then I found out some sketchy shit about him. So then that just ruined the whole...
Sketchy?
About another girl, basically.
Okay, so infidelity.
Yeah. Okay. So I just think that...
Wait, hold on. He didn't want to have threesomes with you. But there was another woman.
Let's get into this. Cause
monogamous, right? Monogamous.
Right? Monogamous. What he thinks is just being us two.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a lot to unpack, but basically.
Did you get some people in the chat are asking? Did you get his GI Bill?
No. I have never taken anything from him. Anything that he's given me, I probably literally only got the insurance. And what good did that give me? Because I already had my own insurance. Right. I had a good paying job. I had everything on my own. I was a phlebotomist before I moved over there. And
a phlebotomist?
Yeah. I mean,
a monogamous phlebotomist.
Exactly, right?
Shit.
But I don't know. I just really think that it wasn't... Not that I wasn't enough for him because I know my self-worth, but it was just a lot of... I guess I was checked out of the relationship because of a lot that's happened and the way that he treated me. So from that point on, I feel like he looked to someone else for his comfort, and he got it, but congratulations.
Wait, question. Okay, so you're doing surgery tech up in Bakersfield-ish, and you're also a phlebotomist. Mm-hmm. Are you drawn to blood?
No, just medical field.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're not like blood, the sight of blood or gory stuff doesn't bother you.
No.
Okay. Got it. Okay, Verks with the $10 super chat. A lot of sympathizers in chat tonight. Stay strong, fellas. Verks, thank you for the... I think that's your first super chat, man. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. You're a fucking legend. Good to see you back, man. Okay. Oh, wait. Yep. Okay, so going on to you. Anything dating related that you want to get off your chest? Trend in dating that annoys you? I know you're engaged, right? So maybe before you met your fiance, men are pissed. So something that men pissed you off in some way before that.
I guess a trend that I just see, and I was a little bit shocked to see recently on TikTok and like friends, is I don't know if this is just
say it.
People's high body count, like high ass body counts. I'm talking like 50 plus. It's just very high, and like, hate me. I don't care. I'm just like, that's a lot of people. Who, like, what are you spreading? Like, what are we doing here? That's just a lot of people. I'm just saying, it's a little much.
Do you know any girls personally? I know you said you saw it on TikTok. Do you know any girls personally that have a high body count?
Like people that I know of, but not that I'm close with.
Sure. Okay.
But like not even like maybe like 30 plus.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So 30 plus is a lot.
Yeah.
At what age would you say? Just any age?
Like
any age.
Like 18 plus. That's a lot.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Girls agree, disagree? What do you guys think? I guess we're talking body count here. Let's start with you, Liz. What do you think?
Okay. My name was wrong again, but it's fine.
Olivia.
I mean, personally, yes, that is a lot. I'm not like, I mean, I guess if that's what you want to do, you can do that. But yeah, that's quite a bit of people. Yeah, I don't know.
Sarah? Your thoughts on the body count thing?
I don't think that body count is relevant to a person, like they're like who they are. But I also think that high body counts kind of correlate with behavior that I don't personally agree with. Does that make sense?
So you don't think it matters, but
No, like
count.
I would never ask someone what their body count was. I would never judge someone based upon their body count. But I think there's a correlation between high body counts and behavior of certain girls, and I think that kind of goes hand in hand. But I don't think I would necessarily judge someone solely based upon their body count.
So you two are friends, but you kind of disagree on this one.
No,
I
we
get the
agree.
sense.
We kind of agree to disagree. Like, I would, if she wouldn't ask someone she's dating what their body count is, I would want to know. Because I'm not going to be in a relationship with you if you've had sex with 30 plus women.
Okay, good. Wait, so maybe I'm making some assumptions here, but your fiance, was that your first partner?
No.
Okay, so you had, okay. Fair enough. Your thoughts on the body count thing?
I mean, do you, but I don't know why you need to, like, expose the number.
Yeah.
Like, why is that anybody's business? So the
So
fact that you would even get online and tell people that, like, that's weird to me. Like,
Okay, it's weird that these people on TikTok are saying, here's my body count. It's,
yeah, like, that's not flaunting type.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good
news.
flex for anyone
Nah.
No,
to be
it's
like,
not.
here's my, men or women, I don't think it's a good flex to be like,
No.
here's my 100-person body count. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree. It is what it is, kind of their body count, but at the same time, it's nothing to brag about.
I guess let me reframe the question a little bit here. So typically, I think you don't hear this so much from women, but you hear men say, I don't want to date the town bicycle. I don't want to date a woman who's promiscuous. I don't want to date a woman with a high body count. Do you take issue with that?
I
Yeah.
mean, I guess. I don't know.
You guess?
I mean, I've only had one body count. My husband was my only one. So.
One for
yeah,
you.
but
We could, I mean, so should body count matter? Do you take issue with a guy taking issue with a woman's body count?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so what do I have a problem with if he has a problem with mine?
Yes, or just if he has a problem with, generally speaking, with women who have a high body count. Like he wouldn't want to date a girl who has a high body count.
Well, I would have an issue, so I would understand if he had an issue.
Okay, so yes, no.
I wouldn't have an issue because everybody has their preference.
yeah.
Okay.
But I guess it would depend where your cap is, your number. Mine is like 30. Some people would say 3. Some people would say 10.
It varies.
Yeah.
For
It
me,
varies.
like, I think 5 is like, you know,
Okay. So you two said yes, you would have an issue if a guy had an issue with it. So I assume you guys think body count shouldn't matter then.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your body count?
I'm not going to share my body.
Hold on. Either body count matters or it doesn't. So you have to.
I think it doesn't matter in the sense of why are we keeping track? Like mine it's not a big number at all. But I just don't think that it's kind of the principle of like you don't share that kind of information, you know what I mean?
But I mean, if it doesn't matter, shouldn't that just be something like, oh, I don't mind. Sorry, guys, there's some motorcycles going by. If it doesn't matter, shouldn't that just be like, you should be fine just...
I just think it shouldn't be relevant at all.
Well, in terms of your judgment for a partner...
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
But
I
you don't
don't
wanna
know
share.
my boyfriend's body count, and he does not know mine.
But you want to share it on the podcast?
No.
Okay. What about you?
I would only have an issue with it if it was like a one-sided thing. You made it seem like he has an issue.
No. But so what's your body count?
Oh, I just said I don't know why people would say their number, so why would I just say mine?
Fair enough. Liz, do you want...
Should I like go out now?
No, just...
I feel like I'm very unfavored. I mean, I personally don't have a problem with sharing my number. It's 11, but
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't have a problem sharing my number because like if people have a problem with it, then that's your preference. So I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
good times. So I don't know how much I want to go into body count really quick. I mean, we've talked about it so many times on the show. But I can tell you that for a lot of men, like, body count's pretty important. Like, most men, we don't want to date a girl with a high body count. So
Same with women.
yeah, I agree. Like, I think women generally tend to care a bit less about it, but I don't think there's anything wrong whatsoever if a woman also has the same exact standards as a guy. If a woman says, just like you said, hey, I wouldn't want to date a guy who's a player who slept with a lot of women, I think that's totally fair, totally reasonable. I don't think a lot of women care to the degree that men care, for a variety of reasons we don't necessarily need to get into. None of you really seem particularly interested on debating that topic anyways. So, okay, let me just get a super chat here. We got Z Corp Alpha with the $20 super chat. Want to fly private jet for drinks. Is this for me? I'm flattered. Let's make it happen. DM me. Okay. Z Corp Alpha, thank you for the big $20 super chat. Thank you for the support, man. You're blasting it today, dude. You're a fucking legend. So did you get to go as far as something you want to get off your chest when it comes to dating?
No, I don't think I have anything.
Nothing?
No. I mean, other than what we just discussed.
Well,
no,
you've got like a fiance, right? Or no?
No,
Wait, you're
she
married.
does.
Wait.
She is a fiance. I have a boyfriend.
Boyfriend. So, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything for you?
No.
Nothing, Liv? I caught myself. Anything?
I mean, not really. No, nothing comes to mind.
Nothing?
I'm still, I mean.
You're single though, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm also.
The fuck boys are pissing you off. Just say it. Come on, Liv.
I think I'm pissing the guys off.
You're pissing the guys off. Why is that?
Because I just got out of a relationship.
When?
Well, not just, but like 6 months ago. So I'm kind of just doing me because I am.
What does that mean? What does doing me mean?
Finishing school.
But are you just, when you say doing me, you just being a fuckboy? What do you?
I'm
what do you
not
mean?
being a
Best for her
fuckboy. No, I
interest.
think it's just because like right now.
But why are the guys pissed off at you?
I'm trying to explain.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, the energy drink. I'm fucking spazzing, guys. I'm sorry.
Probably because it's just like I'm not really interested in like settling down 100% yet because I need to finish school. And also like as far as like issues with dating and stuff goes, I just turned 20. So it's like I'm young and I've only experienced such like a certain like realm of the dating world because I still have, I mean, in guessing that I'm not going to be married soon, like I still have a ways to go till like I've experienced it all. So I don't know, I'm not too experienced yet, I guess.
So are you just doing the hookup thing? Is it kind of what you're getting at?
No, not even that. I'm just minding my own business. I'm finishing school. I'm focusing on school. And if I meet somebody, that's who I meet.
What about Mike Davis? Is there like, I think there's a brewing romance going on there. Is he still in the chat?
He hasn't sent
Mike?
the $69 super chat, so
I
don't think he wants me that bad.
I think he's not in the chat anymore. Mike Davis. If Mike
he
Davis
didn't want the fit check though.
If Mike Davis offered to fly you out to, I think he lives in North Carolina.
Oh.
He owns 3 Burger King restaurants.
Wow.
He's the head honcho of Burger King in North Carolina. Whatever you want. If you want, what's the premier? Do you guys know what the premier food item at Burger King is?
I don't eat it.
Is it the Whopper?
Whopper.
Is the Whopper? Is that a Burger King thing?
Yeah.
He'll get you as many Whoppers as you want on the fucking house. Mike Davis, where are you? Confirm or deny? You not only will you fly Liv out, you'll hook her up with the Whoppers. Okay, moving on. Let's do a video reaction. Eric, can you pull up the video tab? Okay, we're gonna do the first one: Dateable versus Bangable.
All guys that are dateable are bangable, but not all guys that are bangable are dateable. Bangable, dateable. You think there's ever like intersection between bangable and dateable?
Yes.
What type of guy would you say are bangable but not dateable?
I feel like the guys with tattoos are bangable but not dateable.
From what I've experienced, because girl loves guys with tattoos, I really wanted to make them dateable. I tried to date all of them. Took me out, they treated me right. It's good stuff. When it came down to like committing, they had every reason not to do it.
Okay, your guys' reaction to that clip.
I mean, I think I agree. Some guys are bangable but not dateable in the sense that, yeah, let's just get this over with, let's fuck. But at the same time, like, I don't want to be with you for like a long period of time. You
Okay.
know?
Yeah. Some guys that are bangable are not dateable. They're just non-committal. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, they're non-committal.
Yeah, if you're on the same page, I mean, then it is what it is.
But I think what she's saying is there are guys that are bangable, but the girl doesn't want them for long term. Does that make sense? And maybe they're preemptively getting the impression that this guy's not going to commit to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more so... okay, whatever. Go on. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I agree. I think some men end up being toxic. So why would you date them? Just hook up with them.
I think that there's like, I think men are generally easy, and that if you wanted to sleep with a man, you probably could. And I think that most women have standards that surpass someone just being bangable. So, like, if you wanted to, you could sleep with someone that was, like, attractive, but not date them for that reason.
Your reaction to the video?
I think that it also, like, I think it goes both ways, because I think with guys and girls, since some people are at different, like, stages in their lives, some girls only want to fuck and some guys only want to fuck, and then there's other people who want to date and settle down. So there is that fine line for sure, but it could definitely go both ways, I feel like. But yeah, for guys there is like dateable and fuckable, or bangable, sorry.
Okay, and so how do you guys know, like, what category to put the guys in? Like, what would make a guy bangable but not dateable? Are there any character traits? Liv?
I mean, I guess just the way that they act or how they treat you, because like usually you can tell, like, if you guys have hooked up the past couple times or whatever, and that's usually what they only like hit you up for, or, you know, just you can just tell in the mannerisms, I guess.
Are you going on a first date with them, or are you just hooking up with them? Because if they're mean to the waiter, if they're rude, if they're not if they don't tip well, if they're not holding out the door for you, if they don't pick you up, if they're like, meet me here, like, those are all red flags. I'm not gonna date you. You just want to hook up.
So you're gonna bang a guy even if he's rude to the waiter? Because yes. I mean that's a wrap for me. If someone's rude to the waiter, I don't even want to fuck.
If you just want to hook up and you're like feeling it and you just in the mood, you know what I'm saying?
Isn't that gonna be a turnoff though?
Yes.
If they're a dickhead?
I feel like that would be. Like,
I feel like it would be, but I feel like in the moment, and if I don't know.
I feel like there can be deal breakers that aren't turnoffs. You know?
Sure. I can see that.
So I think that's where the line would be.
So would you be more attracted to the guy who's a dick? Because he's just going to be a dick in bed and treat you like shit?
No.
If that's what you're
but I
into,
mean, I'm not saying like go and
shit. Yo, big fucking super chat fucking Mike Davis here.
Throwing a little twerks.
Mike Davis will get to that very shortly once the girls respond. Continue on, guys. Continue on.
I don't know. I feel like it was pretty much done.
No. Where were we at?
Okay, well, so I was asking what are some traits that you would want to put a guy in the bangable category and a guy in the dateable category. I don't know if all of you got to go on that. I think we were going off you, and then did you want to continue with your take?
I just put like not dateable but bangable.
Okay.
That was it. Dateable, someone you would like, you know, your mom would like, you know.
Okay. Anything for you?
No.
Anything for you? Okay. Well, so my take on this is that, and I think this is where women can get into some trouble, is that guys who are bangable for you aren't, okay, so women can sleep with guys who are out of their league, who are more attractive than them, because men will sleep with and date across and down. So a guy who's attractive, like he might be down to just hook up with you a couple times, hook up once. He'll sleep with you, but he will never commit to you. So men, we really have like a pretty strong fun only and then relationship material, marriage material category. And we might not even tell you which category you're in. You might not even know. Because some guys are just going to play you. They're going to be like, they might even do the romantic shit just to keep you around a bit. But there will be certain behaviors or just your level of attractiveness where it's just, she's just bangable. I mean, using their terms, these are not terms I would use, but the bangable category and then the dateable category. So where women get into trouble is you can sleep with men who are more attractive than you, but those men will never commit to you.
Because you're too hot? Is that what you're saying?
Who, the guy?
No, that the women are too hot.
No, the guy is more attractive than the girl.
That's where your mind
My
went.
mind is going that the girl is too hot.
So she's what?
So you're just gonna bang.
No.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what makes sense.
I mean, it's pretty rare for a guy to be able to sleep up. That's pretty rare unless he's bringing money or status. If he's not bringing those, like, or he's incredibly charismatic. Most men cannot sleep up. We sleep down.
Now
But
that
when
I
it comes
think
to
about it, I've never seen. Yeah.
So I mean, if a guy fucking lucks out and he secures a woman who's more attractive than he is, he's probably going to put her in the dateable category, unless she has some other red flags where it's like her characteristics are not deserving of long-term commitment. Like maybe she's fucking crazy.
Right.
Under those scenarios, then he's probably not going to want to take her serious. But so what happens is, and this is the kind of the big issue with the dating meta, is that especially with dating apps, Tinder, for example, women are very easily, so what you see happening on Tinder, women are chasing after the top 10 or 20% of men on Tinder because it's all looks, really. So you have 80, 90% of women chasing after 10, 20% of men. Those 10, 20% of men are just going to run through all those chicks, never commit to all of them. But because those women think, I can get sex from that guy, that means they're going to view themselves as attractive as that guy, and thus I'm deserving of a relationship from a guy of that caliber. But the fact of the matter is that women can sleep with men who are more attractive than them, but will never get commitment. Okay, moving on. All right, we're going to do the super chats here. Unless you guys want to respond. If you disagree, by the way,
I'm just processing it.
If you feel free to disagree, if you're like, Brian, that's bullshit, what are you talking about? Feel free to disagree.
I just think men and women are different. I don't think women go for looks as much as men do. So I think looks don't really define whether someone's like bangable or dateable.
I actually think women care more about looks, and women judge men more harshly on looks than do women. Sorry.
I don't think that's
women
true.
judge men more harshly on looks than do men judge women on looks.
No, I think women judge women on looks more than men judge women on looks, but I don't think it goes the same way for men.
I agree.
With what?
I agree with what she said.
That men are harsher judges of looks.
Yes.
Okay, we
no.
No, what I said. Hold on. That men are more like they're more.
Men care more about looks.
Yes.
But women judge men more harshly on looks. So in order for a man to be physically attractive to a woman, he has to meet more metrics. Men are much more lenient in their attractiveness, physical attractiveness judgments than are women.
I don't agree.
I'll give you a couple.
Haven't you seen those TikTok videos where it's like those guys are like, would you date me if I was skinny? And all the girls are like, I would date you now. And then if you go to the same thing to a guy, the response isn't the same at all.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I need her to be this. I need her to have an ass. I need her to have tits. I need her to be skinny. I need her to go to the gym. And then you ask a woman, and she's like, no. Like
you don't have to have a six-pack.
It would be 50-50.
I mean, okay.
If I'm being honest.
And not only that, but I feel like when you go through a dating app, I feel like most women also don't just like, they see looks, of course, because that's your first impression.
Because you're on a dating app.
Yeah. But I feel like more women also look at the characteristics, and obviously because women are going to be like, I don't want to get murdered. Let me go see what this guy's about. And they'll actually want to know what he's about.
You know, now that I think about it, I agree with you if we're talking about sleeping with someone. I think guys...
I still feel like it's 50-50. Like, girls can be as harsh as men can sometimes. I mean, let's be honest.
So are we talking about dating, or are we talking about banging?
I think both. I think both to sleep with. I think maybe women care slightly less about looks when it comes to... I mean... looks, I think, for both men or women are sort of the first thing. The physical attraction has to be there. So that's, I think, for both men and women, that's important for both. So, you know, like, you could have a fantastic guy, but if he's not meeting some of women's metrics for what she finds attractive in a partner, it's just never gonna go anywhere. Unless he's super high status, super financially well off, or incredibly charismatic. But most men are not these things. Anyways, so I'll give you a couple of examples for why I think women rate men or judge men more harshly on looks than the reverse. And there's a couple of physical metrics. And these physical metrics are out of men's control. So the three things that are out of men's control that women care quite substantially about. One is height. Men can't control their height. Most women want to date a man who's taller than them. The second is hair. So if a man is balding, most women, if a man has a receding hairline, most women do have a preference, a strong preference for men with a full head of hair. Maybe that changes when they're in their 40s or 50s. And that's out of men's control. Can't really control that. There's medications I guess they can take, but whatever. The third is penis size. If a man's peen size is not adequate, that's probably going to be a deal breaker for a lot of women. And then also, I mean, you could, peen performance. So there's a whole bunch of things. So whereas men, in terms of judging women, a lot of the things men care about in women have a degree of control over. The primary thing men care about when it comes to women is weight. And weight is something for both men and women that you have absolute control over your weight. You disagree?
I mean, with people, for both men and women that have PCOS or anything like that, any type of medical condition where it's hard to lose that weight.
PCOS, what's that?
I don't know the acronym for it.
What are is that affect
basically,
I think I've heard of it, but I'm just...
so it's kind of common, but it affects the... Help me out here.
What?
PCOS?
Well,
like,
you would know.
Metabolism? I don't know. Something. All I know is that it affects something to where...
Here, I'll help you out.
Yeah. Google it, please.
PCOS is something, I believe it only happens in women. Polycystic ovary syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
So it affects your ovaries, it affects your hormones.
Okay, but like...
all of those things. And hormones in return affect weight loss and acne and hair health.
But I think his point is that it's still...
But still, stuff like that, weight...
Okay, but the exception does not make the rule. Yes, there are people that have...
Well, yes, of course.
People have hormonal issues.
That's something that you have to take into consideration when you're making the rule. You can't pick and choose what is...
If it's 50% of women that have PCOS, 50% of women have PCOS.
Yes, like a lot of them are like go undiagnosed, but a lot of women do have PCOS.
And PCOS makes it difficult to lose weight.
It's a hormonal.
It's a hormonal thing.
So everything related to
50% of women have PCOS.
You should look up the
percentage.
Are you sure? I'm pretty positive. It's a huge amount of women.
I mean, it says more than 200,000 U.S. cases per year, and there's
And a lot of
350
them
million people in the U.S.
A lot of them go undiagnosed, and there's new cases all the time, and there's like 0 studies on it.
So are you saying that women who have PCOS are incapable of losing weight? Because I doubt that's the case.
It's not that it's
not
incapable.
incapable.
It's just that it's
It makes it harder.
Yes,
Well,
they might have control of it.
Sure.
But the thing is you're saying that it's something that
Weight-
they have easily control of.
Let me change the framing here. Broadly speaking, both men and women, broadly speaking, are 100% in control of their weight.
In a way, I guess. You could say that.
You can lose weight. For example, I have hypothyroidism. That makes it a bit harder for me to lose weight, and I gain weight a bit easier. However, if I'm really strict with my diet, it ultimately comes down to calories in, calories out.
Yeah. So I guess it's not impossible. To answer your question, it's
Well,
not impossible.
okay, but broadly speaking, overwhelmingly, weight is something that is in people's control.
Yes.
So men care.
Regardless what you have.
Yes. So men care about weight, but that's under women's control. Broadly speaking.
I guess.
But I feel like also when you get older, women get, in the nicest way possible, uglier.
Why would
I would say
in the nicest way possible. That's
No, it's
great.
true. Like, I feel like once you get older, women, like, I feel like, you know how men get, like, men age like fine wine. I feel
I've
like
heard of this.
Not all men.
I'm just saying, like, it's like I feel like women, like, you have children, you have this, and you have all these things, and like it's easy to let yourself go.
Wouldn't you say the same for a man though?
But a man doesn't have a child to take care of, and like your child is living off of you, like depends on you.
So you're saying that women fall easier in the category of losing themselves.
I would say that, I mean, I don't know which one of you said it. Not all men age gracefully. Like there's definitely examples of guys who are much better looking at 20 than they are at 30, and then
same thing with women.
Yeah.
But I think that
I do think maybe there is a slight higher proportion of men that they do age a bit more gracefully, but yeah, I mean, but I think overall, I think as you age, typically, like,
I think it's just women put more into their looks so early on that like later kind of just like fall. Like, okay, for example, like girls who go to the tanning beds a lot as they're younger.
Yeah, that's bad.
Or like girls who do a bunch of stuff to their hair when they're younger. Their hair's not the healthiest when they're older. So I think it's just because we put more into our looks now that later you kind of have to either keep up with it or you just let it go.
Sure. Yeah, so I mean, I guess to bring it back, we were talking about who grades who more harshly, right? So my position is that women judge men more harshly than do men judge women when it comes to physical appearance. And I listed 3 things there. And I don't know if you guys don't care about height, you don't care about penis size, you'll have a guy with a micro penis or a small penis, whatever. You're okay with dating a guy who's balding, receding hairline. I don't know. But those are 3 physical traits that are completely out of men's control. So, whereas I can't, I mean, I guess there's like breast size. I would say that's out of women's control. Ass, you can kind of work on your ass.
Body style.
Body generally.
Body style. Like not every woman has like the same body style.
Sure. Well, actually on that, I would say there is a wider, when it comes to body fat percentage, right? So you have like model, skinny chick, thin woman, all the way to thick with 3 C's. So I think there's actually a wider range of body types that men find attractive than do women find attractive in men.
Yes.
So men will find like the thin chick attractive. They'll find the fit chick attractive. They'll find the thick chick attractive. Chubby chasers. So whereas women, I think the acceptable body fat percentage range is wider for women than it is for men.
Based on preference. I think it's personal preference. I think women have personal preferences too. And I think obviously women of bigger size aren't going to necessarily go after someone who's smaller. And these are typically the same vice versa. Like, it's just a personal preference. I think men sexualize things more often, so we're more aware of men who are like chubby chasers, like these phrases that you're talking about that women don't necessarily have, because it's not like a topic for us so much.
Word. Good times. I guess the way I would paint it is that if you think of like the ideal female body versus the ideal male body, for a man to have the ideal, maybe I shouldn't say ideal, but I should say like deemed as attractive by a vast majority of the opposite sex, for a man to have like sort of a very attractive body, he's probably going to have stepped foot into a gym. He's going to have some degree of muscle. I think you ask most women, they'd say, yeah, he's going to have to be muscular to some degree. Not like super jacked, fake bodybuilder type on steroids, but some degree of muscular development. Whereas a woman can have a very attractive body and have never stepped foot in a gym. Mm-hmm. You can have a very attractive body as a woman and never trained a day in your life, but you really can't say the same about a guy.
Because women's looks are more geared towards their sexual organs, and men's are more related to their muscles.
Yes.
So like even like a blue collar guy that's never stepped foot in the gym could still be seen as attracted by a woman because he looks capable, I would say. Like,
yeah, I mean, you can develop yourself, I guess, through
like I don't think the gym is like the key here, but I think that if you're going the route of like ideal body, women's has more to do with what they would look like naked, and then a man is just more of like,
or more like what you were born with.
Yeah, like men are focused on like boobs, butt, curve, and like not everyone gets that in the gym. You don't get boobs in the gym. You don't get all these things in the gym, but like guys, like, what are you going to do? You're going to hit the gym, and that's how you're going to go from A to B, very simply.
Word. Did you want to come in on this, Liv?
I mean,
I'm not doing it intentionally, by the way.
No,
it's just,
I know.
I'm fucking up.
You're fine. I think you did that the very first time I was ever on the podcast too. I mean, I kind of have to disagree because I work out. I work out every day, and I've noticed a lot of changes in myself that my boobs have gotten bigger since I started at day one. Like, there's things that you can do, but yes, in a way, it's just like there are some things that like you can't fix, and there is a wider range for women versus men and all that. But yeah.
Here's another one that I just want to touch on. So hold on, let me just hide this really quick. Do I want to go here? This one's fucking a little out there, but I think having a physical disability is a bigger advantage for a man than it is for a woman. So like if you're in a wheelchair as a dude, I think you're more fucked than a woman who's in a wheelchair. I know this is like some outlier shit.
That makes sense. Okay, I want you to explain that a little bit because...
Okay, so chat. We're going to put it to chat. Chat, would you hook up with a hot chick in a wheelchair?
Men are dogs. This is a different topic.
Would you? Right? I would. But like a dude in a wheelchair, y'all gonna be like, probably not. That's a wrap.
But you can go to a strip club or something like that and get a little
easy
action.
Access,
Wait, put it on Liv. What did you say?
I was laughing at you because you were like, probably not. So that was just funny to me.
You wouldn't hook up with a guy in a wheelchair. His peen might not even... That's the other thing. What if he's got some spinal cord injury? Sexual function for a guy in a wheelchair might be scuffed, but a woman, she can still fuck, even if she's got...
So what, you just lay her there and just go at it, or what? I mean, that's the thing. You can't...
Paraplegic girls need loving too.
Oh, but what if she can't even feel it? Then what?
She could still want the experience of
it's
intimacy.
An act of service is what it is.
Intimacy.
I guess.
Any wheelchair chicks, my DMs are open. Okay. Hit me up. That's another one. Also, here's another one. Jesus Christ. she's freaked out. I don't know. Okay, here's another one. Men who are not neurotypical, for example, they have autism or Asperger's, are going to struggle far more in dating than women who are not neurotypical.
Well, if we're talking autism in particular,
yes,
autistic women are more
they're
socially capable than autistic men are. They have this like ability to mimic.
I also heard that women are less likely to be diagnosed with it too.
Yes.
Because it maybe presents itself differently.
Yeah.
But they still have autism. But yeah, so men who are not neurotypical going to struggle a lot more when it comes to dating. Whereas I'm not going to say the next. Okay, whatever. Let's do some super chats. Unless you guys want to respond.
Why do we have to agree on this?
What's up?
Why did we have to agree? Like, I don't.
You could disagree.
I know we agree, but like, I need some questions where we disagree.
Oh, you want me to ask questions?
Yes, where we disagree.
Controversial.
Yes.
Okay, we can get there. We'll get there. Let me get these super chats because we're backed up here. Mike Davis with the $100 super chat. Fit check. I want this money to go straight to Liv and throw in a little twerk too. Also, I own a couple different businesses, no Burger Kings, but I'll get her as many Whoppers as she wants if I can get a piece of cake. Oops. Olivia. Do you have a response to Mr. Mike Davis? He's offering you Whoppers. Listen, he's capping about the whole no Burger King thing. Mike Davis, I know you own a couple Burger Kings, you own a couple White Castles, I know you're on the East Coast. Just be honest. You're the Burger King Don of North Carolina. Okay. So fit check. We got one of the girls went to the bathroom. So Mike Davis, you want a fit check on just Liv? Fit check? Can we get a fit check, Liv?
I came straight from the gym, so this is my.
Hold on, move the mic. The mic's out. Scoot towards me. Come this way. Okay. Fit check. So
Shorts, and then somebody wanted a shoe check.
I think he wants you. You're probably gonna have to do a little. Oh.
I don't know.
Bro, hold on. The mic.
There. That's the fit check.
Okay.
Much to it.
Mike Davis is in love.
Sorry.
Mike
guys.
Davis is in love, apparently. But Mike Davis, thank you for the big $100 super chat. I will be sure to get Liv some Whoppers here in town. Okay. On your behalf, of course. Alejandro Figueroa with a big $20 super chat. You're a fucking legend. Thank you, man. It depends where you live. Cali girls are the harshest judges and have crazy high standards for men when they have nothing to offer. Ooh. Jeez. Ooh. Alejandro. The more small town vibey area you go, the less these standards become more reasonable. Word, girls? Response to Mr. Alejandro.
I mean, it's not vibey when, rent for a bedroom is $2,000. So usually, what we don't have to offer is time when we're working. But
Santa Barbara rents are fucking brutal, guys.
It's crazy.
It's
out here.
Brutal.
I mean, I'm lucky.
Tasha got an
I have
OnlyFans,
help,
by the way.
But yeah, it's crazy out here.
Is it bad to have high standards?
Mm-hmm.
This is my cousin, by the way, who commented that.
Alejandro.
Yeah, so
What's
it's not
up?
bad.
Hey, can we get him on the show?
I think
Does
he
he
lives
live
in he's in the Marines, actually.
Let's get him on.
He's in North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Isn't there a Navy base like in
Port Hueneme?
Port Hueneme,
yes.
yeah. Can he get transferred? Alejandro.
I have no idea.
Port Hueneme, Oxnard. I don't know if you want to live in Oxnard. It's probably better than, where is he, North Carolina?
North Carolina. I don't know.
Hey, Alejandro, meet up with Mike Davis, dude. Mike Davis, Alejandro, you're both in North Carolina. Get linked up. I don't know if Mike Davis is actually in. I don't know if he's there. Anyways, well, when he's back on whatever,
Anyways, it's not bad to have high standards, and we have a lot to offer.
Wait, this is your cousin?
This is my cousin.
So is he?
He's dissing me right now.
He's dissing you?
Yeah.
Because you're a Cali girl. I mean, you live in Cali,
he's
right?
for sure dissing me. Yeah.
Alejandro.
Did you read what he said earlier?
What did he say?
He said he's like, Mel rhymes with L.
This one?
Yeah.
I just want to say Mel rhymes with L. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
And then he didn't go to sleep. I was expecting him to go to sleep. I didn't even tell him I was coming on here.
He's just enthralled by Kiki.
Yes.
He's down bad for Kiki. Hey, but Alejandro, thank you for the big $20 super chat, man. Much appreciated. If you ever want to come on the show, man, and you're back in town. Mike Davis with the $10 super chat. Facts about women again. Wait. Again? I think he means to say age like milk. It's not that men necessarily age better. It's that women find wrinkles and ruggedness as masculine and attractive. Men don't find it attractive in women. Word? Women? Any response?
I think that's why society makes us believe that we have to go and get Botox and filler and all those things.
Yeah, don't do that shit.
Yeah.
That's just whack.
Let's not.
Yeah.
Mike Davis, $10 super chat. I can confirm Liv does work out every day. Mike Davis, let me ask, was the fit check satisfactory for you? The microphone, I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Thank you, Mike Davis, for the $10 super chat. And then, did we miss? Oh wait, Davenport. Is this? Wait. Are women happier than men on marriage?
Average.
On average, with the 9 British pounds. Thank you, Davenport. Are women happier than men on average?
I wouldn't say so.
I don't know.
Isn't it like scientifically like that men commit suicide more than women?
Well, yeah, because it isn't accepted for them to be
that's a good point.
able to talk about stuff more than women are.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is interesting. I think hold on, let me pull it back up. So Davenport, I think as far as who takes antidepressants, I think it's skewed a bit more towards women, but the suicide rate for men is higher. So I don't know. That's a good question. There's probably been some studies. I don't know off the top of my head, but it depends. I would say it depends. And then this guy's talking about PCOS. 40 to 20 of women in the world have PCOS.
A lot of women don't get diagnosed.
6-12. Anyways, we don't have to go back there. Eric, good sir, if I could have you pull up the next video we are going to react to. Let's do. Okay, wait. Bring it back really quick. Actually, we were talking about kids earlier, right? Was that with you? You weren't sure if you want kids. Who at the table here wants kids?
I do.
Yes.
Liv? Do you want kids?
I go back and forth. I go back and forth. Like.
Well, you're 20, right? So, but
yeah.
like, I'm not saying now, but like, say when you're 25, 30, do you want kids?
Yeah.
At some point? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Undecided, right?
Yeah, I feel like at some point.
Okay, we're gonna watch a video by Andrew Tate. So hopefully that we can convince Attorney Reese at Attorney Reese on Instagram for all your will and last testament. What is it?
Yeah.
Last testament needs? Okay, hit her up. And by the way, she does it. She doesn't even type that shit. It's like on parchment paper and shit. She's a fucking old school lawyer, dude. She'll do, what is it?
Calligraphy?
Calligraphy. She'll do that shit in calligraphy, guys. So very unique service she's offering. Wait, I'll get this last super chat before we go. We will go pen and quill? Pen and quill? Yeah, she does will and testaments in pen and quill. So I got this one, Eric. Mike Davis with the $10 super chat. Mildly satisfactory. Liv be displaying that fatty on IG like it's another Tuesday and then be showing me her shoes. Like, what the fuck?
Somebody said they wanted shoes too. So I put shoes in there.
By the way, Mike Davis did previously announce that he would invest in her OnlyFans. OnlyFans.com/whatever. Guys, I'm thinking it's in the works. Liv, you gonna make a cameo on the whatever OnlyFans?
Possibly.
Okay. Moving on. I'm probably never going to do anything with it, but I do have it. I do have OnlyFans.com/whatever. Eric, can you go ahead and pull up the
A life without children is vaporous, and it's inane, and it's pointless. And you may sit here and think that your career matters, but the truth is that your job will fire you out of whim and not give a solitary shit. And when you're 52 and you're past it with no grandchildren in a house by yourself, and all your friends have grandchildren in this beautiful life, and you're sitting there by yourself, do you think the fact that you can afford a few extra Gucci bags is going to genuinely make you feel happy? I was at my grandmother's 93rd birthday. I looked there. My grandmother had 9 children, because there was my father and 8 more. They all had a bunch of kids, blah, blah, blah. I stood there and I looked at my 93-year-old grandmother, and there was a whole room full with maybe 70 people that came from that one woman. Isn't that remarkable? Yeah. That nobody cared about her career. Nobody asked what job she did. Nobody asked how many times she went to the club. Nobody asked if she had time to go to festivals. No, you had 70 sentient beings, including myself, full of life from one woman who dedicated herself to being a mother and a good wife. That is beautiful. And if you sit here and genuinely think that you're going to work your ass off through your fertile years, and by the age of 54, you're not going to be suicidal alone with a cat, then you're dumb. You are dumb.
I'm not
you are dumb.
Perfect plug here. Invest in Chewy.
Bring the asteroid. All these women are sitting here saying, oh no, I don't want to listen to a man. I don't want kids. I just want to watch Sex in the City and drink martinis and go on a beach. And what kind of life is that? That's like the worst life. That's not even real.
That's kids.
That's not even real.
I never said I didn't want
kids. Oh, now they didn't say it. Everyone.
No, I really was going based off the question.
Pull it back.
You can pull it back.
The happiest women on earth have children and a man who's paying the bills and their mothers. The happiest people on earth. I guarantee it. Your mothers, ask your own mother, do you regret having me? She's going to say, of course not. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. So now you're going to sit here and you're going to end your own bloodline? All your ancestors were out there surrounded by saber-toothed fucking tigers trying to survive on the streets out there in caveman days just to get to the final end where we have all the medical care and you can live in a nice warm house for your fucking selfish ass to say, no, I don't want kids. I'm too busy in the fucking strip club or going to fucking Mallorca to have a pina colada on the beach. It's absolutely insulting to your entire bloodline. Everything everyone above you has ever done and struggled for. All the times your grandparents went to work when they didn't feel like it, just for you to exist. For your selfish ass to say, no, me and my passions and my dreams and my shit drawings and my Instagram page is worth more than ever having children. You're a selfish fuck. Fuck that. You should all have kids.
Okay. Shout out to Fresh and Fit. That's a clip from their podcast with Andrew Tate. Check them out, Fresh and Fit on YouTube. Your guys' reaction to the video.
I mean, I say if you want to have kids and if that's the life that you want, then yeah, go for it. But if you want to live for yourself and have your own career and have something going for yourself, then yeah. I mean, it's really up to the person's preference, but you want to dedicate your life to your kids, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's up to the person.
So, but okay, you didn't want kids, or you were on the fence a little bit about having kids.
Yeah, like
He has a pretty strong take on that. So what is your response to what he said?
Everybody has their own preference. For me, I'm kind of like, I don't want it to be like a broken family type thing. So if I don't have something solid, I'm not going to force the issue of kids being in my life. Mm-hmm. And also, some people straight up, some women are not meant to have kids. Like, I know a few that, you know, they just are supposed to be an aunt, and that's where it is.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't totally agree with him. I think some people, like you said, they know, like, hey, I wouldn't be a good mom.
Yeah.
And those people probably shouldn't have kids, right?
Yeah. I'm like, and he's saying...
but he does make a good point, like, and it makes me think, right? Because I don't have kids either. Mm-hmm. Maybe one day. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Probably this podcast is ruining my chances of having, just because I'm pissing off a bunch of people with my sometimes intentionally exaggerated takes. But
somebody likes it.
But you know, what does your life look like when you're 60 and you don't have, your parents are dead, you don't have a family, you don't have a partner, you don't have kids? I start thinking, I'm like, wow, that would be kind of lonely. Because it's, when you're young, it's like, I got friends and I can do this and my career is so important. But then, like, you're 60, you've made all the money. Mm-hmm. when you're sick, like you don't have a family? I don't know.
But is that the purpose of having kids? To have them basically care for you when you're older? Just basically to benefit yourself, to not be bored in the future?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
No, not entirely. It shouldn't be so much a selfish thing, but I mean, those would be some of the negative consequences if you didn't have kids.
Mm-hmm.
Is, who do you lean on? If you don't have a family, then that's kind of a very lonely existence.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
I mean, I think people have, I think to some degree people have children for selfish reasons, like, and that selfish reason might be, I want to have kids, like I want a family. So, yeah.
I mean, if that's what you want.
What do you mean to have kids?
Like, if you want to have kids.
For those reasons.
For those reasons, I mean, I don't know, by all means, each of their own, but.
Well, what do you think would be more admirable reasons for someone to want kids? Like, what are the admirable reasons someone would want to have children?
I guess.
It would always come back to selfishness to some degree, wouldn't it?
I mean, not necessarily.
To continue your bloodline? I mean,
If that's a sole reason, then yeah.
No, that's not. Well, that's not. But can you give me some admirable reasons why someone would have children?
You're asking the wrong person.
To give them a better life than you had? Like I guess it would kind of be a little bit selfish, but to live vicariously through them, like give them everything that you couldn't have. To give them like the family that you want, give them like the opportunities that you didn't have. To a degree, I don't know. That could be like one of the reasons.
But is that a reason to want to have children?
It could be like healing to your inner child.
But then that would bring it back to not absolutely.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like
I think
just
I
sharing
think
like
a good
love
one
with them, I guess.
would be to raise a better generation than we came from, just for the sole purpose of the future. That has nothing to do with yourself. So I think wanting to be a good parent in a good financial situation or with a good partner, so you can put better people in the world, I think that would be a good selfless reason.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess there's also just people have a biological evolutionary drive to want to have children. So there might not even necessarily be a rhyme or reason for why someone wants to have children beyond just, I just want to have kids, in the same way that people want their next meal or they want to breathe air. Like, there is a biological drive to want to have children. So, but yeah, I can't really think of like admirable reasons. Like, I mean,
They're
you kind of
all selfish, yeah.
I think a lot of the reasons you could construe them as selfish.
Yeah.
So,
Or just
I mean, I don't think
conformity.
it's selfish to say, hey, I want to have a family. I want, I want a family.
Yeah. They're expensive though.
Sure. Definitely. Definitely. Okay. So did you guys get your chance to give a reaction to the video?
I think so.
Olivia, come on. Did you take some pre-workout? Let's go.
What? No,
You got
I
some
didn't.
pre-work?
No,
Shit.
because I would have been bouncing off the walls if I took pre-workout.
Okay. Your reaction to anyone?
Basically, yeah. I think that I understand where he's coming from, whereas, like, when you're older, you might feel lonely, but at the same time, yeah, there's some people out there who are definitely not wired to be parents, and that's totally fine. And then, again, there's other people who can't have kids, so what are they supposed to do? They can adopt and stuff, yeah, but
Sure.
Like, sometimes it's out of the question for them, and other times it's their own choice. But either way, there's always going to be a reason, whether, like, why they didn't have kids or why they want to have kids. I don't think it's just because, like, oh, I'm not having kids because I want to be lonely later on. They probably thought it through, and they're like, I don't want kids for this certain reason, and I'm okay with that, so they won't have kids.
Okay. Good times. I'm trying to think so you guys were like, She's gone to the bathroom, though. You guys were asking, you want more controversial discussion. You want me to piss you off.
That was no.
What's that?
Oh, I just have to go to the bathroom.
Okay. So I'm thinking we could pull up, or let me see if we have any soup chats that came in. Did we do this one? Yeah, we did that one. Right? And I think, guys, we're gonna maybe wrap up in 30 minutes. Maybe, I don't know. I shouldn't preemptively say that because I always end up going a little bit longer. So, okay. I'm trying to think here. Something to piss you guys off. I kind of want to wait. Let's do a video reaction. Let's do another video. Why not? Let's see. Scroll down just a tad. Do I want to do? Wait, scroll up. We did Dateable. We did Andrew Tate. Scroll up. Oh, that's it. And yeah, just bring it back. We'll talk until all the girls are here before we do a video reaction. So, okay, question time. Do you guys like bad boys? Jerks, assholes.
No.
Liv? No.
I mean,
over here.
I feel like I'm somewhat drawn to that, just because, not because I like an asshole, but I feel like because I do have a thicker skin, I do like I don't take it as personal, so some of those like asshole like things are like funny to me, or I don't know how to describe it really, but it's just like I don't like them like extremely nice either, if that makes sense. Like I like that fine line between like asshole but can still treat me right. I don't know.
Word?
Yeah.
Word? And you guys all said no, you don't like assholes.
Actually,
Liv, before you leave, hold on, let me pull this up, then we'll get back to the asshole thing. Stifler, ask the ladies to rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10 really quick. Do you guys rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? We'll start here. Go ahead.
Oh no.
Into the microphone.
I feel like, I don't know.
Say 10.
Probably.
You should all say 10. We should all say 10.
Whatever. Because I feel like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel
Be
like
honest.
if I were to rate myself, I'd probably be an 8. Probably. There you go.
Attorney Reese.
9.
Into the mic.
9.
On a good day, like a 7.5.
You should always say 10. Like, you should carry yourself that way. You know? Like, carry yourself as, like, that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
And
okay,
like,
but this is just, like, looks. I think he's asking just
and
looks.
I still say 10. I still think everyone should say
10. Okay, so 10?
10.
Liv?
I'd say, like, I'm a solid, like, 7. Yeah, maybe 7. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think I'm, like, a perfect 10 by any means, but...
Sure. Okay, solid 7. So wait, you said 10, and you said we should just view ourselves as 10.
Yeah.
Why? Why should people view themselves as 10?
I don't think you should ever, like, lower yourself. Like, make yourself feel like you're not a 10. Like, you should always feel like you're a 10, you know? Like, have confidence. Like, speak it into existence. Like, be proud of who you are. Be proud of what you look like.
Do you take issue with the question? Like, to ask someone what they rate themselves?
No, I don't find it issue with the question.
Okay.
I hate that everyone here didn't say 10, though.
I think it's such an
I
awkward
think you guys
question.
are all 10s. I think all females should be all 10s. Even the ones
All women are all 10s.
Yeah.
All women.
Yeah.
10s.
I think you should always see yourself as a 10.
So you're saying we should always carry the confidence.
Yeah, the confidence as a girl who thinks she's a 10.
So just everyone should be a 10, even men? All men are 10s, all women are 10s?
I think everyone should believe themselves to be a 10. I
So
think every
everyone-
guy should even be like, I'm that dude. Like,
Wait, so
I
then-
got it like that.
So then every single human on earth is equivalent attractiveness?
No, now you're talking literal. If you're gonna ask someone,
that's the question.
No, but I don't.
Okay,
think
literally, what you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
I literally feel like
literally. Give me your figuratively 1 to 10, and then your literally 1 to 10.
No, I'm gonna say 10. I refuse.
Figuratively or literally?
Both of them.
Okay. So everyone should be a 10.
Everyone should perceive themselves
so how do you,
as a 10.
So...
She's saying you should carry yourself as a 10.
You should carry yourself as a 10, and I would never tell anyone that I'm like, oh,
okay,
like,
so
I'm an 8, I wish I had
woman.
this. Like,
I'm a stumpy woman who's overweight, not particularly attractive. I want to date Brad Pitt. I think I'm a 10. I want to date Brad Pitt. Do I get Brad Pitt? I'm a 10. If I'm a 10, I should be able to get Brad Pitt, right? There's nothing better than a 10.
well, if Brad Pitt wants you, then Brad Pitt wants you.
But do I have a chance getting Brad Pitt? Is my question.
I don't know Brad Pitt's type. Maybe you're just his.
Brad Pitt likes stumpy average women. Apparently,
you never know. But I think just what I'm getting at is like you should carry yourself as a 10.
Okay, but.
And then ask me literally, and I'll still say 10.
Okay, so if you think you're a 10, though, how can you... If you think you're a 10, then you must think you're deserving of a 10. A guy who's perfect.
And I think who I view as a 10 wouldn't be the same person that she would view as a 10, she would view as a 10, she would view as a 10.
Okay.
So that's just...
Eric, can you pull up a tab on the Windows page?
Oh, man.
It's already up. It's the one, like the Instagram one with the ladies, the chicks.
Oh, God.
All right. Hide the super chat. Actually, I'll do it. Is it up? Which one? It's the tab, the Instagram tab with the girls. It should already be open. You're going to have to probably go over a few. Okay, scroll down slowly. Okay, scroll down. So these are what I consider exceptionally attractive women. So keep going. You can go a little bit faster. Just keep scrolling. Okay, so these are women that I consider like 9 or 10s. Mm-hmm. So if every woman's a 10, what are these?
They're 10s.
They're also 10s.
You just answered your own question.
I'm trying to who's that shitty female comedian? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Is she blonde?
Blonde woman. What's her name?
Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer. What's Amy Schumer? Is she a 10?
I think that Amy Schumer should perceive herself as a 10, but
what would you rate her on a scale of 1 to 10?
I wouldn't downrate another woman like that. I just wouldn't.
What do you rate Danny DeVito?
10.
11.
What do you rate Donald Trump? On a scale of 1 to 10. He's a 10, right?
I think he should perceive himself as a 10. He does. I think everyone should perceive.
Well, he probably does.
Definitely does.
Yeah.
Donald Trump probably sees himself as a 10.
Maybe as an 11.
So like referring to that comment, like how she plans to improve herself, I think those are two different. I think they're two different things.
What do you rate Kiki next to you? What is she?
No.
What do you give her?
After that,
Kiki's the only 10 at this table
10.
as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so... Okay, whatever, moving on. Okay, so you said you want more controversial questions.
Yes.
Okay, so there's two things I can think of that could be controversial. We can talk about age gaps in dating amongst adults here, or we can talk body count.
We already talked body count. So
we didn't go super deep into body count though.
Let's do the age one.
Okay, so.
But how deep are we talking about body count?
Okay, show of hands, or just consensus here. Would you guys prefer talking about age gaps or body count?
I'm good with either.
I feel like I don't, whatever.
Jesus. Okay.
I mean, I've been on
Age?
a couple of times before, and we've gotten pretty deep into body count, so I'd rather talk about age.
Liv, scoot over just a tad, just so you're more in frame.
Okay.
There you go.
So I would rather do the age, but I'm okay with whatever.
Okay, so I'm trying to. You intentionally want me to trigger you, is what you're saying. Okay, men prefer younger women.
Yes.
Men find younger women more, and I'm using the term women very specifically because every time I talk about this, some girl at the panel wants to say, you're talking about, no, 18 and over, right? Men prefer younger women.
Yes.
Okay. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
Do you take issue with it?
No.
I think it sucks.
Jesus Christ. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying real hard here.
It sucks, but like that's men are geared. There was actually something that I read recently that there's some sort of science behind why men are more attracted to younger women, and there's science behind it.
I think
it's true. There's a biological evolutionary reason for it. Go ahead.
I think that it relates to femininity and also relating to the biological thing. I think like there's this innate thing in men's brain that relates to like childbearing. Like you wouldn't necessarily want to wife a woman that wasn't physically healthy looking because you assume like you want a healthy woman to carry your kids, like wider hips. Like that's the thing because of childbearing reasons.
And also women have a limited time period in which they can get pregnant. So you know, a woman who's 45, let's say you want to start a family, you want to have kids, a woman who's 45, the likelihood that she can get pregnant, not have it be a miscarriage, higher incidence of birth defects. Woman who's 45, she's not a great bet if you want to start a family. So you might be looking towards the woman who's 35, and then you're going to start looking at the woman who's 25. So yeah, you guys made some good points, but so men are hardwired to find women who are youthful attractive for fertility reasons, for other reasons. So part of it's tied to body count because a woman who's younger has probably slept with less men.
What do you mean it's tied to body count?
Well, if you're young, when you're 18,
you're seen as more like pure and stuff like that.
Well, not anymore. Not in today's society.
No, I know some young women that have been ran through, but
have been what?
Ran through. I think that's the term the kids are using these days.
That's crazy.
But so it is tied to body count in that. Look, there's 19-year-old women that have slept with 100 guys, right? But it's more so a probability thing. So a younger woman is more likely to have a lower body count. And if you look at any given woman, chances are, I mean, her body count when she's 20 compared to when she's 30, any woman you look at, like she's going to have more partners, obviously, most likely by the time she's 30. So now there are some women that are 30 that have a low body count, and there are some women who are 18, their first semester of, their first freshman semester have had 30 sexual partners. So, yeah.
I feel like that was a good segue to get the body count question that you're taking.
But did anyone want to give their take on the age thing? Like, for example, would you take issue with a guy who's 30 who wants to date a woman who's 21?
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't really think that it's an issue.
Would you date an older guy?
Yeah.
Because how old are you?
22.
22, okay. So would you date a guy in like his early 30s, for example?
Yeah.
They're more mature.
Word?
If I didn't meet my fiance, with the information that I know now, I would definitely be looking for somebody in like their mid-20s to late 20s.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because they're a lot more mature, they're financially stable, like they've got their shit together. Who doesn't want that? women want stability.
Word?
Yeah.
Word? Liv? Olivia?
I mean, for me, it's like I watched my parents have a big age gap, and it's cool for a little bit for the guy. Like, my mom is 13 years younger, 14 years younger. Like, not huge, but like...
When, like, what was the age when they met?
My mom... Oof. I don't know. I think...
Oh, is this going to be a yikes?
I don't know. I know that my
was she
mom
like
was like
19 and he was in his 30s or what?
No. It was like, they were both a little bit older. I think my mom was in her like mid 20s and my dad was in his like early 30s.
Sure.
Or whatever. But it was like, it was cool in the moment. They had, me and my sisters.
Why are you looking at her like that?
No.
Are you talking, her parents are the same thing?
No.
Same deal?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I missed that. What's that about?
I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yeah.
Your parents, their age gap?
Yeah, and then I feel like with my mom and my dad, like, as my dad got older, obviously he was just like slowing down a little bit. My mom was still like running marathons, doing all this stuff, and my dad like couldn't keep up. And a big part was like, he's had issues like with his like heart and everything, but just the age is like, you see one start slowing down while the other one is still trying to go, if that makes sense.
Sure.
And it's just like, they both come from different times. Like, watching my mom's parent style versus my dad's parent style is very different because they are from a bigger gap of a generation.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Liv, can I ask you to do something? Mike Davis did drop a massive super chat. Can we bring his portrait over here to the table?
Oh.
Perfect, right there. That's perfect. All right, Mike Davis is a honorary member of the panel tonight. You're right next to Liv and Kiki. That's a good little Oreo situation going on. I don't know. Okay. Moving on. Let me do some super chats here, and then I'll attempt to say something offensive so the girls can yell at me. Okay. Let's see. We did that one. Sask Finest one. When you carry yourself as a 10 but not actually a 10, that's called being narcissistic. Do you want to respond to Sask Finest? Sask Finest?
I think it's just subjective. I think that everyone views different people as 10s, and obviously we have our own perceptions, but I'm not going to bring anyone else down, and that includes myself. That's just my perspective on it.
Who, can I ask you, do you have like a celebrity crush? Like, who's like an insanely attractive celebrity?
Like a guy or a girl?
Guy. Are you bi? Well, let's just say guy.
Okay. Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah. 10.
He's a 10.
Yeah.
You're a 10. Do you think you could land Michael B. Jordan?
I think if Michael B. Jordan looked at me and went, she's a 10, then yeah. But if Michael B. Jordan looked at me and was like, she's an 8. But that's just his. What is so frustrating about this? I feel like I'm being so simple.
Do you think you could land Michael B. Jordan? Okay, let me try to paint it from my point of view. I would give myself like a 6, 6.5, maybe 6.9 on a good day. If I grow my beard out a little bit, I got to lose a couple pounds, I don't think I can get a Victoria's Secret model where I'm at right now.
Right.
I could not land a Victoria's Secret model. I could not land. We pulled up all those girls, right? I can't get with any of those girls. I'm not physically attractive enough. I don't have enough status. I'm not financially well off enough. I'm not charismatic enough to land any of those girls. So that's my own self-assessment. I'm not like down on myself about that. Yeah. I'm trying to improve myself. Maybe one day, maybe. I don't know, probably not. But even then, so I guess the point I'm trying to make is, in order for you to be able, you've got a long-term boyfriend, right? Mm-hmm. So you're doing fine, sure. Yeah. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is, in order for you to be realistic in the dating marketplace, in the relationship marketplace, you need to have a reasonable self-assessment of where you stand.
Well, I think that I can still perceive people as out of my league, like Michael B. Jordan, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I would make myself feel bad about that. Like, I don't know, it's just not something that I would like fixate on.
I hope you don't mind that I'm digging on this question.
No, I feel like it's so simple.
Devon Jackson with the $10 super chat. The delusion on this panel is most definitely a 10 out of 10. Word. Thank you, Devon Jackson, for the $10 super chat. Devon, you got a couple here, man. Thank you, man. Good to see you back. Devon Jackson also happens to own a couple chain of Burger King restaurants. I don't know why all my viewers are franchisees. Okay. Would the ladies on the panel accept a man that used to pay for sex on a regular basis but hasn't recently? Let's say he paid for 30 escorts over 5 years. Okay, we can go around the panel really quick on that. Would you have an issue with, dating a guy who slept with escorts previously?
Yes.
Do you want to say why?
Only because, if you have to, I don't know, if you really have to go that down and dirty to pay for it, I don't know. That just says something about you, I think.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't want to know that.
What if it came out? He was incredibly honest with you, and he said, "Hey, listen, you're my partner. I want to be gonna be my partner. I don't know. I want to be totally upfront with you. I did this in my past. I want you to know everything about me."
I'd probably have an issue.
Okay.
I don't think I'd be on the same level or wavelength as someone who's paying for sex.
Okay.
I think that would gross me out. But I also think, like I said previously, that's definitely like a behavior like that relates to other behavior in a person that I would just not be attracted to.
Okay. Liv.
I think it would kind of gross me out a little bit. I'd probably be not concerned, but like question it a little bit. But at the same time, if this is like years later and they've tested and they're clean and it's over with, I'm sure we could get past it. But I feel like a guy who does it for 5 years isn't looking to stop anytime soon.
Like, what if he's a sex addict?
That's what I'm saying.
It's a fair point.
Usually,
it's a fair point.
If they can afford it and they can get it, why would they stop? But yeah.
I think Devon Jackson is setting up his next point here. It's very simple. Women with high body counts have habits, views, and dispositions that I wouldn't want the mother of my children imparting onto my daughter. So this is going into body count. And I think the whole thing with the reason he brought up this one is women will often say, well, body count shouldn't matter. Your past shouldn't matter. Your sexual past shouldn't matter. But yet, if we ask this question, well, what about a guy who he has a sexual past and it involves sleeping with escorts, with prostitutes, all of a sudden women are like, well, hold on. Actually, your sexual past does matter. So, Devon Jackson, that's a very good point. Did you want to come in on this?
No.
Oh, okay. Mike Davis with the $10 soup chat. Strawberry hair with the tits out. Okay. Is talking like a straight buffoon. If everyone's a 10, then no one's a 10. Her brain cells are having a mass genocide. By the way, I want to say Mike Davis is our resident roaster. He likes to roast. It's all in good fun. Mike Davis, do you have anything you want to say to Sarah? Okay. Oh shit. Sorry. I think that's Mike Davis's native tongue. I think. Okay. Moving on. Jesus Christ. Okay. No response. Do you want to shoot some shots back at Mike Davis? Sarah, come on.
What, I already forgot what the comment said. What did I say?
He called you a buffoon.
Right.
Strawberry
Something
tits.
about a mass genocide going on in your brain.
Yeah.
Strawberry hair.
Right. Thank you for noticing. It took me a while to pick this top out.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I just don't think everyone understands. I think we're just on a different wavelength, Mike. Like, I think you're a little, I don't want to say insecure, but I don't.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
No.
Mike Davis has thick skin.
I just think that, like, it's just a confidence thing. I want to perceive myself as a 10. So, like, my behavior outwardly reflects that. Like, talking about the body count thing. Like, if you are someone who doesn't have any standards when it comes to sleeping with people, your behavior is going to reflect that. You're going to be a little more, how do I say it? Like, you're just going to have low standards. Like, I don't want low standards in my life. I want, like, the best of everything. I want to perceive myself as the best. And, like, my life has been so abundant ever since. Why would I ever go back on that? Why would I ever go back on myself? Why would I ever tear anyone down? It just relates to that. Like, the question's so simple. It's just, like, it's the principle of that. I would never think that way. What?
Sorry, I was laughing at one of the comments. I wasn't laughing at you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Biza with the Australian $10. Thank you, man. How did the panel feel about women in the modern day joining the workforce fully now? A large driver of this change in the labor force is due to single incomes not being enough to support a family. Your guys' thoughts on that? Let's start with Liv over here.
So, I mean, like, women in the workforce, I feel like I don't really understand, like, what the question, how do we feel about women working too now? Or
maybe I can try to frame it like this, and Biza, apologies if this isn't really getting at what you want. So, in the past, you used to be able to raise a family off just one income, and that income typically was the man's. He could provide for his wife, he could provide for his children, he could provide for his family. That, in today's day and age, is no longer the case. Now we need two incomes. People need two incomes basically to raise a family. You know, now it's really quite a exceptional privilege for, I think, a woman to be a stay-at-home wife. Mm-hmm. Just because the economic realities are, it's just, you can't really do that anymore unless you're a very, very high earner. So, whereas in the past, like, you could have a minimum wage job and support, I don't know, that must have been in the 50s or some shit, but you could support a family on a minimum wage job. Maybe not, it might have been minimum wage, but so I guess, I don't know if that helps prompt you at all.
Yeah, I think that it's also location of where you're deciding to raise a family, because, you know, if you try to, a lot of people are leaving California strictly for the reason that they can't own a house, their house is being foreclosed, like, just for reasons of expenses. I think there's more expenses coming into the world now, not to get, like, political, but, like, you know, with different,
do it.
I don't want
Say
to.
it.
Basically, just
Do
like
it.
with people, like,
Live.
what? Like,
Get political.
Just like with
you can get political. Oh,
if you decide to be, no, I'm just saying, like, surgeries, parents supporting their children's surgeries. Just, there's more expenses that are coming into this world.
Huh? Hold on. What?
I'm saying there's a lot more expenses.
You talking about penis cutting off?
Huh?
I'm saying that now moms and dads, they both need to work. 2 moms, 2 dads, whatever. We all need to work, just because there are a lot more expenses that are having to be covered now, more so than further back.
How many? What? I don't disagree with you that there's, like, the transgender thing going on, but, like, isn't that a really small
no, I'm just
percentage
saying,
of people?
I'm saying worldwide, there's just, or now, like this time and age, there's a lot more expenses to cover, whether it be that or other things.
That's true.
Versus like back then where it was just a simple, you know,
New
you get
iPhone
your groceries
every 2 years.
yeah, you get your groceries, you come home, and that's your groceries for a month, and then you guys are set. That's usually what had to be covered. Now there's such a wide range of things that are being paid for, have to be paid for, just, you know.
Sure. Okay.
And with COVID hitting especially, I feel like that
been
put
brutal.
a lot more pressure on families who had a single income having to bring in 2 incomes. Even some families' kids have to bring in the income too. It's not just mom and dad. It's like once the kid is able to go to work, they're going to have to go to work to help bring food on the table. I know when I was younger, I was doing modeling, and a lot of my modeling gigs were like helping pay for things until my mom got a lot more successful. It's just, yeah.
Azam. Don't even say that. How dare you, sir? I didn't do my labiaplasty bit, but how dare you, Azam? I'm deeply, deeply disappointed in you. Hashtag all labia matter. What do you guys think about that? The whole, you know how like some women are shamed if they have like a large labia? You know what I'm talking about?
The ones that stick outwards?
Yeah, the outies. Like, I think that's fucked up.
Yes.
Yeah.
If like, there's all kinds of like fucked up names guys have for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roast beef.
Yep.
Arby's. Wizard sleeve. Beef curtains.
I did not know any of those.
That shit's fucked up.
It is.
But
But I don't.
before.
I actually have a nonprofit organization called the American Network Against Labiaplasty.
Wow.
You're a
We're
hero.
recruiting. Do you guys want to be board members? We actually do need an attorney if you're like down to help us. It's like it'd have to be pro bono though. How much?
Oh, no.
How much you charge per hour?
$3.50.
$3.50 an hour. Do you think you could give us like 10 hours for free
No.
to set up the It's nonprofit.
No.
It'll look really good on your resume.
No.
Okay. The American Network Against Labiaplasty. It's a grassroots movement. We're like basically supporting women so they don't feel self-conscious about their labia.
I do like name and gender changes. I do name and gender changes. Like
Word.
I file those. Yeah.
Word.
Okay. Shit. All right. Nice. Okay. Can we negotiate the rate? Like maybe like one. Like what about $70? I'm kidding. I'm teasing. I'm just joking. It's like a joke. But yeah, it is unfortunate that women are shamed if they have large labia.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that really goes for anything with looks.
You talking about penises right now?
Well, I mean, yeah, that too. I mean, there's nothing you can change about that. Just the way that you really can't change your labia. So
You can't.
no.
And women, I think it's 10,000 a year. Sorry, there are 10,000 surgeries a year for women to like mutilate themselves. I'm like, yeah, that's fucked up.
Wow.
That's fucked.
So you really have the statistics on all of this.
I got the stats.
Okay.
I got the stats to back this.
Okay.
Just last year, Chicago had over 300 caskets. Okay, never mind. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Jesus Christ, that energy drink has fucked me up proper. Okay, so how did we get to the labiaplasty thing?
We're talking about the economy, right? Or talking about
Definitely related. Economy, inflation, labiaplasty. It's fucked up.
stay-at-home moms. or
We're
whatever
talking
it is.
about like
Yes.
wages and like or prices and what we have to pay for now, and then the surgeries got brought up, and then that got brought up, and then somebody super chat
homes.
about it, and you got upset.
2 incomes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the super chat. Did you guys want to come in on this or not so much?
I think everybody should have multiple income streams.
Somebody said Liv is falling for Brian.
What? Because of the labiaplasty thing?
No, I don't know. Somebody just commented that.
Would it be? No, I'm not gonna ask that. Never mind. You know what's weird though? I also have the standard though. We shouldn't shame women for their labia, right? They got an outie, whatever. I don't think we should shame men if they've got like a small peen. You guys know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's a lot of small peen shaming. Jesus Christ. Right? Come on, you've said like small dick energy before, right? Right? Come on.
No.
No? Attorney Reese?
What's that?
You put it in a will somewhere, I'm sure. Like in a will and testament. What is it? Last will and testament?
Yes.
What does the testament part mean? What does that mean?
It just testamentary means it's in writing. Like, testamentary just means like after you're dead, it goes into effect. Versus like you could have a living will.
Let's talk about that for a sec. So like last will and testament, right?
Yeah.
So I want to be frozen upon death.
Cool.
Cryonics.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be preserved so they can bring me back so I could start this podcast in like the year 3000 and just be roasting mad futuristic chicks and dudes. I'll roast some dudes too.
Okay.
So do you think you can put in my will
You can put whatever you want in
that upon my death,
Mm-hmm.
y'all got freeze Brian?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm going to be doing an interview with the CEO of Alcor Life Extension. It's in the works, November, I think. It's a legitimate, they freeze you and shit. Okay. I'm signing up, guys. I'm going to be frozen. I'll see you guys in the year 3000. Everyone in chat, one in the chat if you're going to be frozen. Cryonics, look it up. Alcor, ALCOR, Life Extension. I want to see you guys in the year 3000. One in the chat if you're going to be frozen along with me.
Wouldn't you have to like be frozen before you die?
Well, so here's how they do it.
He
I should be getting paid by Alcor. It's not a big deal. But so they basically if you die in a car crash, you're fucked. But let's say you're in hospice. You're end of life. You've probably got a couple days to live. What they do is they send a team to be on standby. As soon as a doctor pronounces you dead, they're by your bedside, and then they fucking freeze you.
But like
In
when you
what?
thaw out, isn't it like
No, they put you in the tank.
No,
They
yes.
transport.
But like if you're on hospice
Yeah.
and you only have a couple days to live, whenever you're like alive again, don't you only have a couple days to live from there?
Okay, so basically the idea of this is right now we don't have the technology to
Immortality.
to reanimate
Yeah.
humans.
Yeah.
When you're dead, like that's a wrap.
Yeah.
But if we preserve you, especially your brain, that's the most important. So it's actually cheaper. They'll just chop your head off. I know, I'm being totally serious, guys. They chop your head off. They freeze your brain. They can also freeze your body too. But what's the fucking point? It's all in here. Because if they can reanimate you, they can. Jesus, chat's gonna think I'm fucking crazy. But this is a legit thing. Alcor Life Extension. If they have the scientific advancement, the technology to reanimate you, they can rebuild your body. So they freeze your brain. Wait, so what was your question? Sorry.
Like, wouldn't they pick up where they're left? Wouldn't their body pick up where they left off when it comes to?
So here's kind of what they're doing. They freeze you now,
Yeah.
and they inject something into you, so you're not like getting super frostbite. Like it's a certain special type. They don't just put you in ice. Like
Yeah,
there is
of
some
course.
degree of they inject something into you, or I don't know the entire process, and they freeze you. They might freeze you for 1,000 years, and they will. Basically, this company will go on and on until it reaches a point where you can be brought back to life, and they can basically put you back into a 25-year-old body.
But
You know, there was just a head transplant done like maybe 2 or 3 years ago on a paraplegic in Europe.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it was done for the first time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the
I
thing
don't know
is,
if I didn't catch up if it was successful, but I know it was getting done.
dating in the year 3000. That's I don't know why I
it
brought
sounds-
this topic up.
So it sounds like it could be
How did
possible
I
soon.
How did I bring this shit up? How did this come up?
Oh, you were talking about that they're going to be the CEO is going to be the guest star here.
I don't know. Yeah, but how did the freezing yourself? I don't know. Whatever. Okay. Did everyone get to give their take on this one?
Did you want to say something?
I feel like we covered it.
Okay, cool. So we'll watch one more video, then we're gonna wrap up here pretty soon. Get your final super chats in. I want to open it up to you guys. Final thought or question for the panel. Do you have a final thought, question, or theme that you want to talk about? I know you guys are dying to ask me for dating advice because I'm such a expert in dating.
I feel like there should have been more that we would have argued about.
I know.
I don't know.
You're unsatisfied with the.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I went kind of hard a
I
little bit.
expected
not
a
at all.
little deeper.
Jesus. Okay, let me dig deep here. What can I do to piss you guys off real quick? Age gap. I mean, you guys didn't really push back on the age gap thing. I don't.
So we don't.
Is there something y'all want to fucking argue about? Like, live, bring it. Just be like, Brian, you're a dickhead. You didn't even remember my name half the time.
But I mentioned that every time you said my name wrong. I mean, people in the chat. Somebody in the chat said Liz just because you were saying Liz.
Should we, Andrew Tate clip? I kind of want to do it.
I feel like.
You guys are too
I'm not gonna say
nice.
Too nice?
Is there anything I've said that you've taken quarrel with?
I mean,
Should I define the word quarrel for you guys? I mean,
oh yeah, mansplain it for me, please.
well, it's come up before. The girl's like, "What the fuck is quarrel?" I'd explain it to her.
Okay.
Is there anything I've said that you take issue with?
I guess
I'm really trying.
not
I'm
an
trying to piss you guys
but,
off.
Like some of the questions have been more towards.
I think it's been really middle.
No, I feel like let's feel bad for men type of thing. Like the question about there's some stuff that men can't change that women can change. Or
We could go back to the
stuff.
feminist shit.
Well, I
That
mean,
was kinda
no, I
getting
feel like
juicy.
I want something maybe a little bit more spicy, but
Feminism?
Like,
Abortion, no balls.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh God.
God, no.
I mean,
not.
I could devil's advocate. I could be devil's advocate pro-life. I mean, I could do that.
Brian is one of the girls now.
Jesus Christ. What about we were talking about feminism. Okay, so I mean, we could talk about like, hey, so okay, do you think that women are oppressed?
Do you think that women are oppressed?
Oppressed in 2022?
No, that's a big word.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I think that there will always be differences between men and women because of who we are biologically. And in my perspective, there's like the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and because of such, we participate in different roles.
What is that? What is the divine
So
feminine?
like it's kind of like a spiritual term. So like
Okay.
there's feminine and there's masculine, and we all recognize that. And I think that nowadays you could argue that feminism has kind of been anti-femininity, because although I believe that everyone else should make their own choices, I don't think that those are all choices that I would make, because I know as a woman there are certain things that I desire that are going to be perceived as like negatively, like nesting, like making a home, having a family, being a stay-at-home mom. Like that's something that I desire solely because it's like a feminine drive, like a purpose that I feel like I have in me. And like same thing with masculinity. Like I try to never like make my boyfriend not feel like a man. So in that sense, I don't, I let him do the things that I don't think he should do to allow him to make his own mistakes, to learn from it, and to be in control. Like we were at the beach the other day.
You're talking about
I'm gonna tell the
infidelity?
story. No. I'm talking about like women being a little more level-headed than men, but men needing the satisfaction of I don't know if I want to say like taking control, but like taking initiative and making decisions.
Yes.
Like that's a masculine trait that all men desire, and women nowadays who try to lead aren't going to be with masculine men. So for example, women, I'm gonna relate this. I don't know if I should, but women with high body counts are almost innately more masculine because of their desires, their drives, their choices. And I think that because I think it's just like, and I think there's someone for everyone. I think there's definitely couples where the woman like wears the pants, you know, and like they just like yin and yang, like perfect for each other. But I think for me and for what feels right, I think you should
keep going.
You made me lose my train of thought. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think that femininity is important, and you could argue that feminism has minimized the women that choose to be in their feminine, like women that choose to relax and to create and to receive, and like
so you're saying women are no longer feminine?
I think that feminism on an extreme scale is depriving those women of their just biological femininity, which is important for, again, certain people.
I could agree to like and disagree.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the man, and I think it depends on the woman. Like, for example, like to put it in like my situation, my fiance is like a golden retriever, like the sweetest guy ever, and I tend to be more on top of things, and I tend to be more like the leader because that's who I am in every aspect. I'm the oldest of 4, so I have that natural leadership in me. So that's just how I am naturally. But he's, like I said, a golden retriever, the sweetest person I know. And I try to do the thing that you said and give him that lead, but he doesn't do that naturally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some people just aren't like that.
Some people, exactly. So I think I don't know. I think it all just depends.
Here's something. Sorry to change things up here. But you do make a really fantastic point about kind of femininity, masculinity. 100% agree with you there. What do you think about dudes who don't go down on women?
Oh, 100%. I hate them.
Deal breaker?
Yes. I mean,
Rip.
you have to pleasure the woman, and I'm not
What
saying.
What if the guy can make you come in other ways, but he just didn't like doing that? He wasn't a fan.
I don't know. I feel like.
And he still wanted BJ's.
No. Then that's.
It's like, a wrap.
That's the same thing. Like if you want BJ's, you give me head. Like that's the easiest, simplest way to go about that.
What if he doesn't like doing it, but he still wants BJ's, but he's polite about it?
Well,
he's like, babe, listen, I love you. It's just a sexual preference of mine. I don't like doing it. I've got a neck problem.
Then all of a sudden have a neck problem. I don't know what to tell
TMJ. But listen, it really turns me on when I get head. Like, maybe I'll make you come another way. Let's use toys. I'll use hands.
No, because I feel like the real... And this is
still
just
no-go?
my opinion. No, it's no-go because I feel like, in my opinion, a real man wants...
To eat pussy.
Yes.
Real man wants to eat pussy.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Yes.
Real man.
You gotta love it.
You have to love it. You have to be like, you know what? Let me just devour this right now. The same way that a guy might find attractive for a woman to be like, yeah, let me give you some head. I want to give you head type of thing, you know? Like.
So is it a deal breaker if a guy doesn't want to go down on you?
Yeah, I feel.
Like deal breaker.
Yeah.
I think if it's infrequent, like just not a preference, whatever. But if they're like, no, I will not be doing that. I'm like,
what about like maybe on Valentine's Day? If you get him like chocolates and roses, maybe he'll do it.
Hell no.
Because that's kind of my standard.
That's like the same standpoint.
Like maybe on Valentine's Day if she's lucky.
Like, she'll only give you head if you give her.
No. Like that's.
No, but I'm
do you
saying
expect
like the reverse.
head?
The reverse.
Huh?
Like, do you expect head all the time?
Huh?
You expect head, right?
Yeah, you accept head
No.
and you expect it, right?
Me? No.
Yeah.
All right then.
So
Never.
then why can't a woman be like, okay, well then I expect.
I'm only gonna give you a blowjob on Valentine's Day and maybe your birthday. What would you say? What would you say to that?
That sounds like some shit wives do, or wives would say.
I'm just
repeat that again?
That sounds like some shit wives would say.
What?
Dead bedroom. I'm talking about dead bedrooms here.
I hate
we
that.
We all know.
Somebody said Bloody Mary. This ain't Halloween. That's horrible.
But okay, so Attorney Reese, at Attorney Reese, for all your will and testament needs, quill and parchment on Instagram. What if a guy doesn't want to go down on you? Is it a wrap? Is it no go?
Yeah, it's a no go.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. And you definitely can't expect head and not go down.
Yeah, exactly.
What if the guy he doesn't really like it? What if he's got like a cervical issue?
It's part of foreplay.
His neck?
Then he should just compensate, I think, in other ways.
With what?
I feel like
Toys,
though, if he
hands.
doesn't like it and you still want it, it's not going to be good because they don't like doing
it's
it.
unenthusiastic.
No, that's true. I mean, it's also another thing if they don't know how.
What if
It's a
they're really
dynamic
good
thing.
in bed? What if they're really good in bed?
Yeah. I mean, as
Like,
long as
I'm
they can
fine
make
with
up
that.
for it, maybe, yeah,
That's what
sure.
I'm
But
saying.
like,
But I think it's more like if they don't like it because they're grossed out by it. I think that's the part that kind of like turns me off versus, okay, babe, you're not good at it. Like, let's you can do other things better. You know what I mean? That would be a different story versus I don't want to do that. Like, because I find that gross.
Okay, deal breaker for you?
I think it's a personal dynamic thing. I think that if two people enjoy what they're doing and it doesn't entail what other people think that it should entail, that doesn't necessarily make it wrong. But everyone has their own preferences.
Liv.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's like if he doesn't want to, it's not a deal breaker because if we are good in other ways, then I'll be satisfied.
Word. Should I tell them, guys? Chat, should I tell them? Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
Tell us
What?
What?
You can't just pull that.
yeah.
Okay, I haven't gone down on a girl since the Bush administration. 2008, 2009.
What? Why?
How long has it been since you've been with a girl?
Recently.
Oh.
Recent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there a reason?
Okay, I have a few reasons. One, I got neck pain. I got neck issues. You know, it's tough.
That's why you're bringing up the issue.
And that's also why I prefer girl on top. Back problems. I got low back problems. I'll do a bit of work from bottom, but like.
So you're a pillow princess, is that what you're
No,
saying?
no. Not at all. Not at all. Just maximum pleasure. Maximum pleasure. And I will say, okay, so just to go back to the head thing, right? One is the neck thing. Hurts my neck. That's kind of a big one. The other, I'm not grossed out by vaginas. Big fan. Huge fan of vaginas. Outies, innies, minis, middies, I guess is one of them. I just don't.
What if she sits on your face? That wouldn't hurt your neck.
Oh, worse. That's too dominant. I wouldn't like that. It's way too dominant for a girl to be like that. Not down.
That's crazy.
Not down for her sitting on my face. That's just like.
Oh man.
What's the youngest?
That's your favorite.
With?
That's
Is
your
that like
favorite.
it? That's I'm just saying. That's
you
funny.
love to just sit on the dude's
That's
face.
funny.
Okay.
What's the youngest you would get with?
Youngest girl?
Yeah.
Huh? Hold on. I'm not done.
No, you don't. It's just an easy answer.
18.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I'm not done, but I'm not done talking about why I wouldn't go down on her.
That's what that is. That's the legal answer.
You would.
I would get with a girl who's 18. Why not?
He knows his audience.
I get with a girl who's 18. Why not? Shit. Most of the women I date are around my age, but you're gonna tell me an 18-year-old baddie?
No, like 18 is the lowest you can go legally. Is my point.
Well, yeah. I mean.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
I'm saying
then
that's the
you
legal
couldn't
answer,
go
not
lower.
in your head.
Well, yeah, no, 18.
I
would date a woman. She's asking the youngest woman I would date, and I would date an 18-year-old.
But I've always wondered.
What's up? What are you wondering? What's up?
What makes you reach out to the girls that you bring onto the panel?
What makes me reach?
Yeah, like when you see a girl that you want to come on to the podcast, like what do you like? Are you like, Like, what about them?
Is this related to your last question? I'm just confused.
I don't know. I have questions. You said if we have questions to ask them, so now I'm starting.
I'm not done talking about fellatio. Or wait, sorry, cunnilingus. Well, okay, to answer that, as far as who I invite on, one, I'm like looking at who tags themselves in Santa Barbara and Isla Vista. So it's predominantly location based. Some people, like, I'll see them on Hinge or Bumble or any of the dating apps, and they'll have their Instagram in the bio, and then I'll like send them a DM like, hey, do you want to be on a dating show? They're on a dating app, so they probably got shit to say. But yeah, that's kind of it. But okay, going down on a girl, haven't got Bush administration since 2008. The other thing is that the way the dating meta is, gone are the days of like people only dating one person at a time. So like, I have to assume when I'm talking to a girl, she's fucking at least one other guy. And the thought of going down on a girl who's just fucked a dude the night before is fucking disgusting to me. In the same way that I'm sure for women, the thought of going down on a guy when he just fucked a chick, well, I mean, you're bi, so maybe not. But the thought of like being intimate with someone like that when they just fuck someone might be kind of gross to you. Like, oh, I'm going to get this chick's fucking... Well, you guys can imagine, but...
Yeah. What if you were dating her for a while?
Well, then that presents some other issues too. Like if we're not using a condom, then it's like, okay, well now... I mean, I probably don't have to articulate why in that scenario.
Keep going.
Okay, if you come in a girl and you go down on her...
That's what the foreplay is
yes,
for.
you're doing this for foreplay.
So when the game is done,
you fuck her at midnight, and then she stays the night, and then you fuck her in the morning. That's not still kind of there. And then there's infidelity too, like if she's cheating, so you never know.
Wait, what? No, we're saying before you fuck her, you eat her out.
How much time has passed? Because that shit can linger.
I'm not saying you have to.
Cum can linger in there. I'm sure you guys know.
I'm not saying that you have to.
No, but
and
like,
it fucks with the pH balance too.
Problem solved. You make her come first, and then you can come after. That's the thing. You don't have to go back down there.
But okay, I'm saying, let's say you fuck on Tuesday, and then you see her again 24 hours later.
You don't think she showers? Is that not in the question?
Women don't, or
women
at least
don't
are
shower?
not. No, women are not supposed to clean up inside. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but gravity does its thing. They're not laying down for straight 24 hours.
Wait,
do you shit pee? Changes.
Do you not pee in 24 hours?
Bro, you ain't coming in the urethra, son.
Yeah. But like everything.
No, okay, but like, tell me this.
That
do you
shit
wipe?
Is deep.
No. Tell me this.
Deep in there, bro.
Do you wipe after you pee?
That's like deep in the sugar walls.
Everything's like already like after 24 hours, like everything's just kind of.
Bro, it changes the pH up in there.
I think the point here is that we as women agree you want a man that wants it, regardless.
Yes.
But the big thing is like, okay, if you're just seeing a girl at the start,
well, that's understandable. That's like a similar concept to using a condom, because you could get sexual disease from doing that.
Yes.
So that's like reasonable.
Even if it's not a STD thing, like even if it's not an STD thing, just the thought of like, bro, some other guy came in you, and that to me is like, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
So do you like expect a girl to give you like head after you like had sex with another girl? Are you gonna tell her that you had sex with another girl?
Well, I'm like predominantly, if I'm seeing a girl, like I really don't have the fucking time to be juggling a whole bunch of chicks. So maybe I'm old fashioned,
okay, maybe
but
not you, but other men.
I'm a bit old fashioned. Like typically, yeah, like if I'm sleeping with a girl, I'm probably just sleeping with her. Cause frankly, I don't have the time. Like it's a lot of fucking time to be dating and doing all this shit. So generally speaking, like I'm actually giving chicks sexual loyalty from the jump, but I can't expect that always back. Like I'm usually not gonna fuck with the girl, like if I can tell that she's probably a hooah. Hold on, I got a fucking thing for it. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Where is it? I don't fucking know.
A, she was a hooah. B, she was a hooah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Where am I? I don't know where I'm going with this. The point I'm making is, as a guy, with the way the dating meta is, you have to assume going in that she's fucking at least one other guy. Some girls might be fucking 2-3 other dudes. Sneaky links. She's like still hooking up with her ex-boyfriend here and there. Like, it's so fucking messy today in today's day and age for both men and women. And so for me, it's just, I don't want to go down on a girl if she's fucking other dudes. It's just, to me, it's gross.
I understand that from like a hookup perspective, but what's your excuse once you get a girlfriend?
Neck.
See, you just...
If she's on birth control and we're, blasting, there's that. There's still a chance of infidelity. And it's just...
What about 69?
But I want to make...
He doesn't like girls sitting.
I know,
in
but
his
you.
face.
But
But
that's
I want to make something clear. So when it comes to sex, my girl always is going to come first. She's going to come first, if not multiple times. So, I mean, some girls aren't particularly multi-orgasmic, but some are. So I'm going to make her come first. So it's not like a greedy thing. It's just more so that specific sexual act, I'm not a fan of it. In the same way that some women don't want to have anal sex or don't like anal sex.
Yeah, but that's for
I
a
think
reason.
that's different.
That's a different reason.
I think that's
I understand his perspective, though. I think it just goes to preference.
Well,
and he's going to find a
does go to
girl
preference.
that doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you're going to find a girl
Yo,
that's
we
like,
can-
that's fine.
we
like,
can
I don't
do
need
some
him.
other shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
Toys.
saying. But I think as, like, for us,
I'm
like, that's
busting
just
out
not
the
the way we roll.
toys. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. I was hoping that would trigger you guys a little bit.
I think it
What,
kind of
did not?
Toys,
I think
or-
that.
Huh?
I think it kind of like
Not going...
we disagreed. That's the one thing we just.
Wait, so what was the other thing that I was going to bring up? I forgot. I don't know. Something about... Did you have a question? I know you had a question.
No, I finished.
Do we have any super chats here? So did any of you guys have any final thoughts or anything?
I asked my questions.
Okay. Devon Jackson with the $10 super chat. As a real man, by your guys' definition, eating is 10 times more work than smoking sausage, on top of the fact that the man has to put in more work to even get in the bedroom in the first place. That's a good one, Davon.
what?
Sorry,
That's real.
Davon Jackson. So he's saying that it's harder to go down on women. You know, it's been
How would you know that?
over a decade for me, so I don't know. It's been a minute.
How would you
Maybe.
know that?
I guess a good question
Are
is...
you saying he's done both?
That's what I'm asking.
Are you insulting Davon Jackson?
I'm just asking.
How dare you?
I have a question.
How dare
It's
you?
assuming.
I have a question.
What's up?
As a guy,
What's up?
and maybe other guys in the chat as well, do they prefer bald?
Let me just address this
Okay.
super chat really quick, but we will get to that right after, and then we'll wrap in about 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yo, Devon Jackson. We'll get to that, Devon. Davon. Sorry, fuck. I'm butchering your name, man. My bad. So on top of that, the fact that the man has to put in more work to even get in the bedroom in the first place. So he's saying, hey, it's harder for men to get laid. And I would also say it's harder for men to be good in bed too, to add on to his point. Your guys' thoughts on that?
I think it's just easy to like get for men to just be done. It's easy for men to be satisfied.
I agree with you there. I think men's orgasm response is more consistent and it's easier to get to.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking on the flip side though, I would say that there are a subset of women who can experience far more sexual pleasure than men can. So we're talking squirting, we're talking multiple orgasms. Most men, when they orgasm, it's a wrap. It's done. So women do have some... It's kind of like a much larger spectrum because you have some women that have severe difficulty climaxing. Some can't even climax. And then some that can come in 10 seconds and just keep coming. So
I think that Devon might have an issue.
Get his name right. Davon. How dare you, Sarah?
Davon here.
Put some respect
Hold on
on Davon's name. Davon call him Mr. Jackson.
No. He
Sarah?
may have an issue getting women into the bedroom.
A lot of men have issues. Go ahead.
I feel like that's a personal problem because, sorry, Mom. Back home, we don't have any issues with that. You know what I'm saying? My mom's watching this podcast.
Back home? What do you mean,
bad.
back home?
Like I live with my boyfriend.
Do tell, Sarah.
So, what? I don't.
He does. Hold on. So, wait, is your point that your boyfriend, who you've been dating for how long?
2 years.
Your boyfriend, who you've been dating for 2 years, he's not having difficulty sleeping with you? Like, huh?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you guys are in a relationship.
Yeah, but I don't think I think it's a personal experience. Like, if a girl wants to have sex with you or not. Like, if girls don't want to have sex with you frequently, like, maybe that's a you problem. Because, like, where I stand, like, I have no problems. Do you get what I'm saying?
No,
and,
but
like,
I
the
think
excuse of, like, oh, like, some girls are too tired, or when you get married, this and that. Well, it's like, what are you doing that makes her so unattracted to you would be my question. Because I think throughout my relationship for, like, hopefully, you know, like, years to come, like, I never want that aspect in our relationship to die out, to decrease. I think it's a really important aspect of a relationship. And I think that's like a stereotype about certain women that, like, it's harder for you to get them into bed, but, like, have men ever considered asking themselves why they can't do it?
Do what? Getting their girlfriends into bed?
We'll get girls in general into bed. Like, if they don't want to sleep with you.
Of course, yeah,
like,
men think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Eric, can you pull up, did we get this super chat? Yeah, if you can show that. That's Devon, by the way, thank you for that other $10 super chat. We did pull it up. You asked, you said you have female friends, don't ask them questions. Devon Jackson, so many women complain about men not knowing where the spot is. To be bad at BJ's is a lack of effort. And did I say it was difficult or that it's more work for a man to get a woman in the bedroom? So what he's saying is, and I think you're kind of looking at it from, like, within the confines of a relationship, but I think what he's kind of talking about is it's more difficult for men to get laid. Like, to get to that point, it's harder for men to get there.
Don't you think that that's almost the way that it should be? Men pursue women?
Yes.
I mean, shit, I'm down if some women want to DM me, and
you know, but
I'm
like,
down
like
for it.
you can't
slide
like,
into the DMs. Large labia women, do it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, you can't, like, base your perception of difficulty on your own experience.
But, okay, let's speak in generalities here. It is harder for men to get laid than it is for women to get laid.
Yeah.
Yes.
What if women just wanted to go sleep with everyone? What would you guys say then? You're going to complain whether we do it or not, right?
Well, I think men's complaint as far as it being difficult to get women into bed is some men believe that perhaps women have unreasonable expectations and unreasonable standards.
Yeah, but then we do sleep with whoever guy, and then we're a slut and a hoe. And, like,
Well,
if we don't
overall
sleep with
women
you,
are
you're
just-
going to cry because it's too
Well,
hard.
women are
Yeah.
pickier.
They're just more sexually selective.
Right.
What?
Which is
More
why it's
sexually selective.
women are more sexually selective, so it's harder for men to get laid. And what you have happening, kind of, at least amongst, well, you see this playing out on dating apps, is you have basically 80-90% of women that are chasing after the top 20, top 10% of men. So, for example, on Tinder, the top 10% of men, the top 20% of men have their pick of the litter, whereas, like, average guys on Tinder are getting fucking destroyed. They're getting almost no matches, even if they're average. Average women can sleep with women. Average women have no issue sleeping with men casually, but average dudes, it's hard for average men.
I think it's because men are just hornier.
Men are hornier.
Yes.
Sure.
So they want to get laid.
Attorney Reese, I need you to weigh in. What's the verdict?
On which part?
Lay down the gavel. What is the verdict, Attorney Reese? Esquire.
On which
Counsel.
Which part?
On
which part?
What we were just talking about. Don't listen. Jesus, Mike Davis with the roasting. Okay, so let me ask a question, kind of related to this. Is it harder to be good in bed as a man or as a woman?
Say that again.
Is it harder to be good in bed as a man or as a woman?
Probably as a man.
Yeah, I'd say probably man.
Man.
I don't know. Women are kind of putting on a show.
What was the question?
Like, your eyes are open as a man. Ours are closed, and we're the ones that have to worry about, like, you know, what we look like every second. I think it goes both ways, though. I think because a lot of times men put in a lot of effort during sex. So I think, like, physically, yeah, you could say the man. But I think also, like, thanks for putting that up there.
Yeah, but for men, for men, they're easily satisfied. So for a girl to be good in bed, it's like, okay, I came, I fucked her. That's that. I'm good. But for a woman, it's like, I want to be pleasured. I want to be taken care of. So it's a lot harder for a man to satisfy all of those needs compared to a woman.
And I think I would say men, just for the purpose that I think for a man, it's very simple. Like just be there. Just be a woman. Just be there. And, like, I'm good, you know? And I think women wouldn't accept a man that didn't put in effort. But I think a man would accept a woman the other way around.
It's more acceptable that way.
Yeah, it's more acceptable for a woman to lay there and do
be
nothing.
A pillow princess.
And, like, that, and, like, for some men, like, that's fine. Like, do that, you know? And they put in all the effort. But it doesn't go the same the other way around. Like, a woman would not enjoy sex with a man that didn't do anything. So I would say that it's harder for men in that sense.
To be good in bed?
Yeah.
Word?
Because it's constant effort.
Word? Oh, I had something related to this, but I'm trying to find it here. So I guess here's another question. Why is it that if a woman can't orgasm, it's the man's fault, but if a man can't orgasm, it's his fault?
That's an interesting perspective there.
I don't think that's a perspective that I have.
Yeah, I don't think that...
Okay, but, like,
again, I don't really have.
I guess the thing would be is that I'm trying to think how I want to frame this. How do I frame this? I don't know. I don't know how I want to frame this one. Anyone want to come in on that?
I always thought it was the other way around. I always thought, like, if a guy couldn't finish, he would get mad, like, she didn't do it right, or I don't know, something. And then, like, if a girl couldn't, it was, like, almost her fault in a way, because, like, girls are harder. It's harder for them, for some girls to do it. So I've always heard it the other way around, not that way, which that's also, like, a different way to look at it, but I don't know.
Word. Okay, we got some super chats. We're going to watch a video and then we're going to wrap up. Let's see here. Mike Davis with the roast. Do you want to respond to Mike Davis? He's shooting shots. You can lay into him. This is your last chance.
No.
Oh.
You're yelling at me to wake up.
Devon Jackson with the $10 super chat. Yes, that's the way it should be. It should be harder for a man to get a woman into bed, and the woman should reward the man with more effort during.
What does effort look like?
I mean, effort looks different to everyone, though.
That's what I'm saying.
I think effort could be replaced with enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely agree with you there. Word. Yeah, Davon Jackson, thank you for the $10 super chat. Liv, can you cuddle with Mike Davis's photo? His portrait? Aw. All right. Live vicariously, Mike Davis. Okay. Davon, thank you for the $10 super chat. Yeah, I mean, I suppose should it be harder for a man to get a woman into bed?
It should be.
Should it?
Men are natural pursuers. Women are receivers.
Didn't you say you were a feminist though?
Yeah, but didn't
how do
I say?
you reconcile this view but also consider yourself a feminist? Kind of like how she was saying,
because
you can't
that's my perspective, but I also believe that everyone is permitted their own perspective. You know, like people can think what they want to think. There can be a girl that's like, no, I'm gonna choose, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do everyone, and by all means, do you. All power to you. For me, that's what I believe. So that's what I agree with. But I wouldn't necessarily push that perspective onto someone else. But like I would definitely like encourage it. You know, like with my friends, like if you ask for my opinion, this is what it is.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's do one last video and then we're going to wrap it up. Oh, I guess the last thing that could potentially... Okay. Who should pay on the first date, men or women?
Men.
Men?
If he asks, men.
Into the mic, guys.
Men.
I'd say whoever asked to go out on that day. Whoever asked that person.
Liv?
Yeah, whoever asked the person out.
Okay. Eric, pull up the video tab, por favor. Last video of the night, guys. Okay, go to Matt Hussy, who pays.
Let's have one more question. We had this person at the back in the stripes. Yeah, let's hear from you.
During the dating period, you know, after like 4 or 5 months of dating, I just wondering at what point does it get, do you have to pay, did the woman have to pay when they go out? The guy is asking that there should be half and half at that point when you already...
At what point?
When you already been dating for 4 or 5 months.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, okay, to give you a quick answer on, firstly, I think we should just deal with the who should pay thing to begin with. When you're on a date, who should pay?
I know, I mean, that's what I told them, you know, I'm sorry.
But,
I would say, we're dating.
But here's the...
Gentleman here.
Yeah, okay. He's supposed to pay.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
But you're supposed to have sex with him whenever he says.
No. Whenever
where does this double standard come from? I'm sorry, it's the reality. You guys you can moan at it all you want, but the moment you say to a guy, you have to fucking pay for my time, you're saying this relationship isn't equal. This relationship isn't equal. My time is worth more than yours, so you should pay for it. I wonder what paradigm that sets up. Here's my view. If you go on a date with a guy and you don't offer to pay your share, you weren't taught right. If you go on a date and he doesn't pay, he wasn't taught right. I can tell you right now, if I was dating someone and they never offered to pay, I wouldn't be dating them. I can tell you that now. If they never offered to pay, I would not be dating them because I'd say...
Anyways, we kind of get the point of the video. So your guys' reaction to the video?
Cheese.
Cheese?
I
Cheese?
feel like,
cheese.
Like I said
Cheese?
before.
Yeah, cheese.
He's cheesy?
No, I meant G's, but you heard cheese.
G's?
Yeah.
But what does that mean in the context?
I don't know. That was just like weird. I don't agree with it.
What specifically?
Just the fact that he's just like, if someone didn't offer to pay on the first date, I wouldn't be dating them. But if someone asked me,
what he said was from if he was dating someone and they like never asked to pay or something like that.
Yeah, if you're dating, that's a different story.
Yeah, if you're dating, but I thought he said that it was on the first date. If they didn't offer to pay their half, they wouldn't be dating them, like, or they wouldn't continue to date them. But if you asked me on a date and you didn't pay for it, I wouldn't want to date you.
Yeah. And I think it also goes for effort and for like how much they care. You know, like I don't want to be with a guy that wants to split the bill with me. What else is he gonna like?
Want to split?
Like you think, you know what I mean? Like I
Wait.
want to feel what?
So you would want the guy to pay on the first date?
Yeah.
What about subsequent dates? He should still
we
pay?
are, if he is not my boyfriend and he is still pursuing me, he should be pursuing me like to the fullest. So yes, paying for dates.
So
my boyfriend,
how many dates would it take you to get to the boyfriend stage? 10, 20, 30?
I think it just depends.
Okay.
Until you get to that level.
Like, I mean,
But
like,
so he pays until you're in a relationship and then 50-50? Or
I mean,
still?
how many dates are you going to go out with a guy if you don't intend on dating him? I think.
Well,
you
I
know,
mean, like if
I don't
when you're
intend on
meeting-
dating the guy, I'm not going to take him out on 20 dates. You know, I'm not going to do that. Like, I think a date is to get to know someone. And I think for me, like, I want a man that can show me effort and show me masculinity in that sense of being a provider.
Okay.
And wanting to provide for a woman and having me, you know, receive that. I think that's something that I want. Am I going to throw a fit if a guy asks me to pay on the date? No. Is he ever going to hear from me again? No.
So if a guy asks you to split the bill or separate checks,
I would never go to a date without money.
Sure. But if he does do that, he does say, hey, let's get separate checks.
Yeah.
You'll pay, but you'll never, that's it. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go around the table really quick specifically on that. Liv, is it a wrap if the guy does not, the guy says, let's split on the first date?
No.
Not a wrap. Okay.
Yes.
It's a wrap. Okay.
On the first date?
First date.
Yeah.
It's a wrap for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. For me, I feel like if they ask me out, then I mean they should pay. But regardless, I would offer just as a like as a principal thing. I don't know. Like that's just me.
Okay, so on that note, is your position whoever asks should pay?
Yeah.
On the first date, I think he should pay.
But okay.
I say whoever asks should pay, but I would never ask a guy.
I was just going to say that. I would never ask a man on a date.
Yeah, whoever asks.
Okay, so, and I was kind of getting, that's where I was going is, well, if whoever asks should pay, have you ever asked a guy out on a date?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes, but did he still pay for it?
No, I paid for it.
Fair enough.
It was AJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
No?
Mm-mm. I have not.
Okay, so the whole whoever asks thing is at best naive because it ignores the fact that men de facto have to be the initiators. Men have to ask women out. Not to say that it's probably less than 1% of all the first dates that ever occur are initiated by women, but some women do ask men out. Sure, we'll throw that caveat out there, but the exception does not make the rule. Men have to be the initiators. So in order to say whoever asks should pay, your answer may as well be men should pay because de facto men are the ones that are initiating. So here's my spicy take. And a lot of men disagree with me on this. A lot of women disagree with me on this because a lot of men say, hey, you know, and honestly, it will lose you women, as some of the women on the panel said. Hey, if the guy asks to split, it's a wrap. I'm done. Here's my position. I don't pay on the first date. I'll pay for my bill. I'm not going to pay for the girls. The only scenario where I'd pay for a girl is if she's like, say, I'm significantly out earning her. So she's probably younger, right? If she's 18 to 22. Fact of the matter is, though, most of the women I'm dating are around my age. I'm 33. So most of the, sorry, I almost spilled there. Most of the women are professionals. You know, I've dated, Jesus, okay, I guess I'll give the list. Hold on, let me hide this while I give my list here. I've dated 3 attorneys, 1 doctor, 1 physician assistant, 1 dentist, 1 pharmacist, more fucking nurses than I can count, a phlebotomist, no. Let's see, professor, teacher, PhD student, lecturer, I mean, profession-wise, the list kind of goes on and on. No offense, Attorney Reese. If I'm on a date with an attorney, a litigation attorney who's making $250,000 a year, there's no fucking way I'm paying for her on that date. Like, it's not happening. You make $250K, you want me to pay? That's ridiculous. I'm not saying that's how much you're making.
Yeah.
But to me, that blows my mind. So the reason I bring that up is if she's younger, she's in college, then she might not really be able to afford. It's a bigger stretch for her. So under those circumstances, I'm more willing to pay. And then, of course, like if I'm dating a girl and she's not quite as far along in her career, let's say I want to go to Hawaii. That's something I'll do with a girl. Hey, let's go to Hawaii. I'm going to pay for the whole trip. I'll pay for everything. Because I just want to go to Hawaii. I don't know if he touched on that in the video. Jesus Christ, entertain me. Jesus Christ. Okay, so where was I going with that? Okay, so there's the age thing. There's also just, this kind of goes back to what we already talked about, the dating meta. People are dating multiple people. So I'm not going to adhere to my traditional gender roles of me as the male being the provider and paying for a woman if she's fucking another guy. And the fact of the matter is, probably most people that you're going to encounter in dating into 2022, they're not truly single. They're entertaining multiple options. They're sleeping with other men. Guys are doing the same shit too. But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to adhere to my traditional gender roles with a woman who's not traditional. So that's the reason why I wouldn't pay. It's like,
did you ask them out?
Yes, most of the time I'm asking women out. Yeah.
Did you ever get a text back or a call back?
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like
it's definitely, for sure, it's tanked my chances with some women. But it's just like, okay, you can't be a feminist until the check comes, because most of the women in Santa Barbara are liberal. Okay, you're feminist, but when the check comes, you want me to be traditional man. It's old order. It's old order for me and new order for you. I have to adhere to my traditional gender roles, but you don't? Sorry, that's not how it works.
And I can agree with that. I was just going to say that, like, if you are choosing to go out with girls that are, I guess you could use the word feminist in that sense.
I mean, preferably not, but I mean,
but
most
like,
women
I understand,
in California.
Yeah, the group that you're talking about. So like, yeah, you know, like if they're not going to conform to those roles, why should you? But also, and this is in agreement with what you're saying, like choose. Like if you want to participate in these like traditional roles, then do it fully. You know, or to what best suits you and your partner's dynamic. You know, because like with my boyfriend, I wouldn't say we're necessarily traditional, but he definitely does pay every time we go to dinner. But that's not to say that I haven't paid for things and that I haven't paid for dinners. And like when we go out to celebrate him, like I will pay for him and us and things like that. Like I think it's not so black and white, but I think everyone definitely has their own area on the gradient where they lie of whether or not they're traditional or not. And I think if you are choosing yourself to be with women that are not traditional, then you shouldn't be worried about if other dicks have been in them, because you've been in a lot of other vaginas. And
How do you know that? I'm a man of God.
I'm just saying, like, if you're going to choose to put yourself in that situation, if you're going to choose to put yourself in that group of people, then be that way. Like, be that fully. Like, don't complain when women are sleeping with other men when you're not paying on the first date, because you're not traditional either.
So you think that if I started paying on the first date, the women who I'm asking on the date, their body count is magically going to be low?
No, I think I think that you align with what you attract.
Okay, 90%, I would say 90% of women in today's day and age, at least here in Santa Barbara and California, are not traditional women.
And
Newsflash.
I agree with you, but I think if you're finding a girl in Isla Vista versus finding a girl like...
Well, I'm not really dating women in college, really. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but the fact, I don't think I'm like...
But like, to make a comparison, there's like
around my
where
age.
You find your woman is the kind of woman you're going to get, right? Like, you find your girl at a club, she's going to be the girl that likes to go to the club.
Clubs or parties. I don't drink.
Right. I'm not referring to you
Sure.
specifically, but I'm saying generally, like, for men. Like, you find a girl at a club, yeah, she's going to be a girl that likes to club.
That's why I don't date women who go to bars and clubs.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But like, if you choose to be traditional, then choose it fully. Does that make sense?
Well, I think this is something that
I feel like this is a really really general topic that I'm trying to condense.
I mean, I think women have to go first on this one. You want men to be traditional, you have to be traditional women.
Absolutely.
I think it has to be women go first on this.
But how traditional are we talking about? I'm not going to not vote.
But if we're traditional, why are we going first? Why are we taking the lead?
No. When I say go first, I don't mean taking the lead. I mean, in terms of who came first, the chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
If women want men to be traditional, women have to be traditional first. That's what I mean.
I don't think it's about changing who someone is. I think it's about seeking the right person for yourself.
But here's what I'm saying. If broadly speaking, women want a return to men being traditional, protecting, providing, etc., chivalry, all that shit, you got to be a traditional woman.
But I don't think all women want
because
that.
Here's
I think most women don't want that.
Yeah. I've seen women talk to me and be like, I don't want a man to pay for me on the first date versus us.
Every girl here pretty much said whoever asked should pay.
But if you talk to a hardcore feminist, I mean like hardcore California feminists who like grow out their leg hair.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
One, guys don't want to date them. Two, that's like outlier, small percentage of people. Most women, like, they are probably going to lean towards having a preference of whoever asks should pay. Well, that's men. And the thing is, as far as like women have to go first on being traditional, men adapt to women. So however y'all are, we're going to adapt. So, because women control access to sex. So we will adapt. However, if we have to take women out on 7 dates, if we have to give women a ring before we can get sex, that's what men will do. But marriage is no longer the standard. And maybe it shouldn't be. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think I would want, but what I'm saying is that if men were, well, women have to go first on this one.
Like I said, I don't think that this is about people changing who they are and their perceptions of what is equal. I think this is just about finding someone who suits you and suits your perspective on things. So like you could say you could adapt to what a woman wants to have sex with her, but you're no better than the girl who's sleeping with everyone else and doing whatever it is that she can do to sleep with people.
Well, on that note,
so it's not adapting.
But what I'm saying is that the way things have worked is women sort of, there was what's the term? The sexual liberation, let's say, right? And I don't know, maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, I don't know. But men have adapted to that. If 99% of women's standard was marriage, ring, then sex, men would play that game because women are the gatekeepers of sex. So I don't know if some grand female conspiracy has to come along if we want to return to that. Those days are gone forever unless you go to like a very conservative country. And that might not even be a desirable thing for people. I don't know. It certainly plays into men's sexual strategy. I think casual sex probably hurts women to a greater degree than it hurts men. So, yeah.
It kind of makes sense. Like, look at those like really conservative families who are really public with their lives, and they're literally engaged for what? They're dating for 3 months, and they're engaged for like a year, and they're really abstinent. They don't even hug each other. They don't do anything, and they can't even do anything. So they basically fast forward their relationship.
They play the game to get what they want.
Yes, they play the game to get what they want.
Sure. So
I agree with you. It makes sense.
No, yeah, definitely. No, that's a good point. A bit of an outlier thing. I can't really speak too much on that. Did you want to come in on this? I know you're dying to come in on this one. You're dying.
I'm over here with excitement. I don't know. I feel like if you going back to it, I guess if you want a traditional woman or whatever, seek out that. Don't try to change whoever you have in front of you just for the purpose of sex or wanting the relationship to continue. You just can't force that. So
to bring it back to the whole like who should pay thing, I guess as I'm an egalitarian, I believe in true equality between men and women.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that would suggest that people should pay their own check. I said it. Oh no. Right?
I mean, I guess if that's the way that you live, then yeah, for sure.
Until when?
What do you mean? Forever.
Forever?
Yeah.
So like if you get married and you have a wife and everything, you'd make her split everything.
Like bills
Split?
and everything?
Huh?
You would split bills with her?
Well, it depends. Like it's a proportionality thing. Like if my income is more, then it can be a proportionality thing. I mean, I want to get to a point. No, but I want to get to a point. But do you disagree with that? Do you think the guy should be the provider?
No.
I'm just trying to understand.
I think that it should all just go into one bank account.
Oh.
If you have
but at the same time, no.
Well,
DNA,
okay. I mean, then there's the other thing. Like, I don't really believe in marriage, so that's another thing.
Oh.
I could be with a life partner. Marriage, nah, that's not it. Marriage isn't it. Maybe children, maybe. We'll see.
Wait, so what's the difference? It's just like a legal document.
Well, marriage introduces. I mean, you're an attorney, so. Marriage gets government involved, and then the government gets involved, and then to unwind a divorce, then you need attorneys, and then.
That's why you get a prenup.
Well,
you're getting divorced.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's financial component as far as prenups go. I'm sure the attorney can weigh in on this. Prenups are not bulletproof. Prenups get thrown out all the fucking time. So. Yeah. I mean, you see it with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre had a prenup with his wife, right? Yeah. I'm sure Dr. Dre had plenty of money to consult with an attorney and get a bulletproof, ironclad prenup. Oh, I was pressured into signing it. Boom, it's thrown out. The judge throws it out. So, and there's actually a bias against men in the family court system, but that's a whole nother conversation. So it's not a good. Do not enter into a contract with someone who is rewarded for breaking it. And the fact of the matter is, if men are the breadwinners, then there's a financial benefit for women to divorce men. So if you can get alimony, if you can get spousal support, divorce is starting to look real inviting. Oh, I had an argument with my husband. And here's my take. The only way I would get married is if it's till death do us part. I'm not marrying a girl unless I know deep down it is death till, what is it? Well, no, I'm passionate about this. I could definitely have a ride or die. I could have a life partner, but people's words in today's day and age mean nothing. Till death do us part. That means something. That's for life.
Yep.
It comes down to commitment, right? If you cannot stick by your word, then what does it mean? What does marriage mean if it's not? Right. Yeah. Till death do us part. Let's just get an annulment 6 months later. What does marriage mean anymore? It doesn't mean anything. So maybe I'm wrong for looking for a ride or die, but like, if I'm getting married, that shit's for life. So.
But if you have kids with them, like how you're stuck with them either way.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm just not going to get married. I don't need the government involved in my love life, I guess you could say.
No, that's true.
But
I wish I didn't.
I mean,
that's another conversation. The government shouldn't be involved in the first place.
But then again, I feel like I was very young. I was very naive. I was very much into the aspect of thinking that he was someone that he actually wasn't, or at least just portraying something in my head, thinking that he was this person. but that wasn't it. That wasn't reality. So
yeah. And actually, just quickly on the marriage thing, and then I'll bring it back to the who should pay on the first date thing. So I have a list here. Hold on, let me find it, guys. Some reasons why not to get married. 50% of marriages end in divorce. 80% of divorces are initiated by women. 90% of child support payments go from men to women. 97% of alimony payments go from men to women. So as men, it's a bad bet. I also have a list here of some exceptional men who have been divorced. Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Dr. Dre, Ryan Reynolds, Tom Brady, Lance Armstrong, Alex Rodriguez, Channing Tatum, Chris Rock, Ben Affleck, Chris Pratt, Liam Hemsworth, Ben Stiller, David Duchovny, Orlando Bloom, Tiger Woods, Sean Penn, Sylvester Stallone, Paul McCartney, Ryan Felipe, Jason Momoa, and Michael Jordan. If they can't hold on to a girl, what chance do you have? What chance do you think you have? So, and also Will Smith. I want to talk about Will Smith. He's not yet been divorced, but he got majorly cucked by his wife. So, I mean, that's a whole nother thing. So, maybe I'm jaded. I don't know.
I think you have to look at their environment. These are ultra famous people.
They have a lot of people in their business.
Okay.
There's a lot going on. And plus, that I feel like that goes with all marriage. There's a lot that goes on more than people think.
Sure. But, like, you got to think. These men are exceptionally physically attractive, high status. I mean, some of the richest men in the world: Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Elon Musk.
But that doesn't get you to keep a woman. Your heart does.
But okay, if
and if you divorce them, it's like, oh, I get to divorce you, and I get to get rid of you and your narcissistic and toxic ass, and I get money. It's a win-win for me.
Which is why men should not get divorced.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like there's a reason for why you're like, oh, well, these men get to, like, how these men can't keep a woman. Like, what makes you think that your marriage or relationship is going to work out? It's like, well, look who these men are.
Exceptionally attractive, high status, wealthy men.
But we're telling you who these men are.
That doesn't mean everything. That doesn't mean everything. You can be so rich. You can be...
I'm sorry, if Brad Pitt can't... To be fair, Angelina Jolie seems fucking crazy.
He could be a shitty person. He could be a narcissist. He can be whatever the fuck. Like, maybe something is wrong. You never know.
He could be bipolar.
Brad Pitt seems like a very... There's been some bullshit about him in the news. Like, someone brought that up last show. I looked into it. It's all bullshit. Like, all that stuff about Brad Pitt. Like, also something that's often used in divorce to leverage in custody battles. There's going to be rampant false accusations of a child abuse. So that's another thing, men, you have to be very careful of when you have children and there's a divorce. That's a whole nother.
You don't even have to be married to end up in child support.
That's very true. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, it's very common for false accusations to be levied against a spouse. Also, I don't know. Okay, I want to bring it back to, but come on. Okay, Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt. I'm sorry. This motherfucker is so handsome.
He's probably toxic.
I mean,
he seems like a fucking cool dude.
You can say the same thing about that supermodel, Adam Levine's wife.
Yeah.
He cheated on her. She was beautiful. She is amazing. She was a great mom. But look,
I think they had an open relationship, though. I think there was an understanding.
Did they really?
What about that one girl who's had who's had like 5 million marriages? What's her name? Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
No, the other one. Jennifer Lopez.
Anyways, well, sure. Wait, J-Lo?
Yeah,
well,
she's had like 5. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can say the same thing, like one from the other. You just never know what's going on in their lives.
I'm just saying these are some very attractive, very high status, very financially well-off men. Even they can't keep a woman. Guys, don't get married. Don't do it.
It's not about looks.
Don't get married. It's whatever. So anyways, okay, bringing it back to who should pay for a first date. I don't know how I got there. Maybe we already wrapped up on that. I don't know.
I think we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
We did.
Did we? I know it's getting late. I'm going to wrap up here again. I feel like I missed. Okay, let me do super chats and then we're done. Guys, last chance, get in your last minute super chats. Okay, so did we do this one? Davon Jackson with the $10 super chat. They all just proved my point by saying the man should pay on the first date. They expect the man to invest up front while they bring nothing but their existence. They know they don't ask men out often. Word? Yeah, it's true, man. I mean, I think I've had a girl. Oh, sorry. Do you want to come in on this? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I've been asked out one time. I had a girl pay for me once on a date. She bought me a burrito. I still remember it to this day because that shit is so exceedingly rare. If you want to impress a guy, you take him out on a date. He will remember that shit. Did you want to come in on this?
No.
Okay. Davon Jackson with the $10 super chat. Stop saying whoever asks when you know you wouldn't ask a man typically. Facts.
I mean, when I met my ex-husband, but I pursued him first. You know, it's not only the fact that men will always pursue, I pursued him. I mean,
hey, props to you. Good for you.
I pursued my fiance too. I asked him on a date.
Isn't that interesting though, that the men that you pursued, I mean, I know you're getting divorced, so yeah. But you had a long-term relationship with him. Mm-hmm. You have a fiance, and I think that goes to that says something, I think anyways. Davon Jackson with the $10 super chat. I disagree with Brian. I will pay anyway, but I believe there should be no judgment on where I take you. You're the fifth woman I've taken to this food truck this week. Cut me some slack. Davon Jackson has a go-to food spot. He's got that shit. He's got a flow chart figured out on. He takes them to the food truck, then to Burger King. He says, "What's up to Mike Davis?" And then he Okay, I don't know. Yeah, okay. Davon, thank you for that $10 super chat. I don't know where I was going with that. I would say though, just on this point, like my take that I have as far as not paying for women on dates, guys, this is more like a stupid ass hill for me to die on. But the fact of the matter is like doing that will probably lose you women. But like, frankly, I just don't give a fuck. Like, maybe you could say I'm a man of my principles, but like, if I'm an egalitarian, like you can't be, okay, if you believe in equality, if you're a woman who's a feminist, you can't be feminist until the check comes. So feminism is not a buffet, no pun intended. You don't get to pick and choose the equality you want and the equality you don't want. But yes, it's going to lose you women. I mean, you heard some of the girls on the panel here. They said, if the guy has to split, I'll split, but I'm never going to talk to him again. And we've had a lot of girls say that. Oh, shit. Rational male. I see you highlighted this. The rational male. Yo, what's up, Rolo Tomasi? We live in a post-marriage world. You just haven't realized it yet. Yo, shout out to the Godfather. Check out, he's got a good book called it's called The Rational Male. Very good book. Ask me a question only Rolo would know. Oh shit, Rolo's in the chat here. Okay, so what should I ask Rolo? Oh man, we're trying to wrap up here. Let me see if I can come up with something. Let's see. Good to see you in the chat, man. Sorry we couldn't get Torsha on the show. I saw her YouTube channel though. Apparently she was stranded in LA, or sorry, not LA. She was stranded in Vegas. So I don't know what was going on there, but okay. So question for the rational male. I have 5. He has 5. Wait, what? 5 what? What do you have? Do you guys have a question for Rolo Tomasi? Incredibly intelligent author of The Rational Male. He was in a hair metal band in the 80s. His band was as big as Motley Crue, I've heard. He slapped a bass, man. You know, he slapped a bass. Yeah. You know, his Rockstar 20s, I think it's called. Yeah, Rolo, He's got beautiful long hair, by the way. Very long hair. He's got the flow. He's got a great flow. So if you guys have any questions on like hair care, he's the guy to ask. Women, ladies, do you have any questions for Rolo on hair care? Thrash metal. How dare shit.
I think I got my hair care pretty
Jesus
down.
Christ. Okay. We've been going long. Kiki, you got any questions for Rolo? Let me ask Rolo, let's get you on the show, man. Let's get you on the show. It's in the works, guys. We are going to get Rolo Tomasi on the show. Guys, read his book, The Rational Male. Some pretty fucking based insights in there. And yeah, let me get these last super chats, guys. Sorry, I know we gone long. We're going to wrap up here in 2 seconds. Mike Davis with the $10 super chat. Do not get married, my fellow kings. While I've never broken up a marriage, I've prevented many. Dude, fucking legend over here, Mike Davis. Boom. Look at this fucking legend. He's such a legend. He gets his own honorary spot on the panel. Davon Jackson with the $10 super chat for Rolo. How do men communicate versus how do women communicate? Actually, Rolo, one question. I don't know if you're still in chat, Rolo. Can you tell people in the chat, what is an alpha widow? Explain to us what an alpha widow is. I don't know if he's still in chat, but yeah. So I don't know if he's going to come in on that, but really quick, guys, last chance. If you guys have a final piece, anybody? Last call. The rational male, men communicate overtly, women communicate covertly. I think that's in response to Davon Jackson there. Let's see here. I'm trying to peep if he's responded to my question. Okay, so I'm trying to think if there's one last thing before Rolo comes in with his Alpha Widow thing. We'll get him on the podcast and we'll talk about all that stuff. I've got some solid questions ready to go for Rolo. Anyways, guys, Alpha Widow, the guy equals the guy who a girl can't get over widows her for other men. We'll go into that in a separate podcast. The girls are about to pass out from misogyny. Okay, so just kidding. Anyways, guys, we're going to wrap up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the super chats. You guys were fucking hilarious. You guys were great. Really appreciate all the supports. Yeah, definitely, Rolo, hard to answer through the chat. Maybe, hey, let's get you on the show. Let's do it. October. Let's do it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the wonderful panel for coming on. Sorry that we went a little late, guys. It's always been going late. We will be live again Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Thank you to the viewers. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. You can have been doing anything else, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. Like the video and leave a comment on your way out for the algorithm. Thanks again to the wonderful panel. And we will see you guys next time. Have a good night, guys.